Ladies and gentlemen, Giga has given in to the Murloc side of the Force. As you can see. It's literally called the no bones dance. Oh god, they're both doing it. No, 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 gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here.
Destination.
Gotta flee. Sorry for being late. It's my fault. I wanted to get some work done before I closed my eyes. And then I wanted to close my eyes. Oh. My selfish. Whatever there. Once again, I do not have guild invite things. That's all on Pyron, and I don't think he's on. You ever think about how harsh the lighting is in these places? Like, wouldn't this hurt people's eyes after a while? That's right. Bad vision leads to the dark side. Hold up. Right.
Are you acquainted with a big, ugly, half-machine Dark Lord? He had a message for you.
Damn Scotia. What business has he going behind my back, speaking to my apprentice? Trying to intimidate you, no doubt. Wretched monster. More machine than man and dangerously powerful. Ever since I arrived on Dromund Kaas as an apprentice, he's made every effort to stand in my way.
His flesh, he can be killed.
I know.
Ultimately, we cannot even begin the search for Tulakhod's ancient power with Scotia's rattling breath on our necks.
Somebody should stop him from breathing, then.
Yes, and that somebody is you. You are going to kill Scotia for me.
Okay.
Finally, a challenge worthy of me.
Good. That is precisely the attitude you'll need. I cannot be tied to Scotia's murder. Brazen power plays make the Dark Council nervous. But nobody will believe that a mere apprentice could defeat Scotia. It's impossible, and that's why it will work.
So what am I supposed to do?
I've begun to piece together the puzzle for Darth Scotia's destruction, but some elements have yet to fall into place. Out in the jungle, a group of slaves has recently revolted. They were working on a colossal statue that has since gone unfinished. I believe Scotia is hiding something of great importance near this statue. Get the archaeological plans to the area from one of the slaves, and contact me by holocommunicator.
Give me the command and I will devour her. Was that line always there? Maybe I just don't bring Chemball for this every time. Because I hate Chemball. Anyway, she stinks of death. Just remember that. Thank you, Seraphim. I will put that towards Kingdom Hearts 4. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my work, even when I'm streaming Jedi Knight. Yeah, I know, I can't, like, not have him in the party, which is a shame, because if I could, I would just kick him. Or murder him. Yes, yes, I could horrifically murder my loyal follower. Which, if I'm being honest, I would do anyways. Because, I mean, you know? Not in general, just Chemball, I mean. Hey, Gules. Good afternoon.
Ready for
Okay,
departure.
so now I should be able to pick up that quest. Let me go
Enjoy
double
your
check to
stay.
see if it's there. Hey, Hazardous. I mean, honestly, I got a lot of Jedi I could feed to him, but, you know. Oh, she absolutely knows we can do this, but there is a bit of a caveat on top. I still didn't see the bomb quest. Because, well, I've already said this, and I've already even jotted it down in the positives territory. What is the central theme of the Sith Inquisitor story arc? It's not there either. Whatever. Outmaneuvering. Outflanking. Outthinking. Rather than simply beating your opponent through sheer force, the Jedi Inquisitor, wow. The Sith Inquisitor consistently outmaneuvers and outplays their opponents. It is a constant thread of the arc. It was true even in the very first thing back in Korriban. It's absolutely a true thing here.
Ready for departure. Enjoy your stay.
It's not. It's down there. Do I not have...
Destination?
Whatever. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. We're always punching up. We're pretty much always going against people who are more skilled, more experienced, more powerful, more connected. So we don't play fair, constantly. I like it. It's consistent. It's a bit of class fantasy. Like, you know how Sith Warrior is just constantly super strong and smashes everything in their way? Well, this is the Inquisitor's class strategy. In some cases, not even having to fight someone because they've already outmaneuvered them. Where... There should be a flight path to down there. Why is there not a flight path to down there?
Ready for departure. Enjoy your stay.
Yeah, yet another reason why the Republic is just an aping of the Sith side.
Exactly as reported. A Degree 6 revolt, population equivalent to the Duros uprising on Zilior. Subjects occupy a moderate radius of jungle. Good. Good. I recognize you from my dealings with Imperial intelligence. I am Lord Drow. When the Empire encounters resistance on its conquered worlds, they call me. I'm here to end the slave uprising on Dromund Kaas.
I wasn't aware there was a slave revolt going on.
Very soon there won't be. You can assist me in ending it. The situation is this. A Sith Lord was constructing a colossal statue of himself in the jungle. His slaves revolted and armed themselves. The Colossus remains unfinished, and well-armed slaves now control the jungle. An embarrassment for the Empire, but an opportunity for me.
Don't keep me waiting.
Excited? Good. This is a chance to refine the Empire's methods of suppressing rebellion. I'm testing a toxic weapon, a poison called Quell. Its victims experience a prolonged state of agonizing pain before finally dying. The victims' allies are so horrified by Quell's effects, they lose their wills to resist. At least that's what I intend to prove.
That's very nearly sickening.
That's one of the things I love best about it. I need someone to introduce a controlled amount of Quell into the slaves' water supply, so that I can determine the proper dosage. The work is dangerous, there will be armed slaves everywhere, but your success will be well rewarded. What do you say?
My duty is my life.
Superb. Then let's get started. My assistant, Sergeant Slerin, will recommend the correct dosage of Quell and give you a supply. See him at the research tent.
Yeah, the camera continues to be like, it continues to be a camera.
If I know Lord Drow's tastes, which unfortunately I do, he sent you for the Quell toxin.
Are you implying something, Sergeant?
Not at all. Your group is exactly what I was expecting. What if I told you this experiment is pointless? That past studies have shown increased suffering has no impact on the speed of surrender. This has nothing to do with accelerating the end of a rebellion. Lord Drow simply takes perverse thrill in gratuitous suffering.
I'm sure Lord Drow wouldn't appreciate these comments.
Don't get me wrong, Lord Drow is very good at what he does, but he lets his personal bents impede our efficiency. I want this assignment over with. The faster this rebellion ends, the faster I'll be reassigned to more important work. Serving Lord Drow's bloodlust has stunted my career. If not for his inefficiency, I'd be a captain by now.
It just seems like a waste.
I'm not looking for sympathy, I'm looking for an ally. Lord Drow's dosage of quell toxin will have slaves writhing in agony for pointless weeks, during which this area will remain volatile. I've prepared a dose that will kill the slaves efficiently, which is better for the Empire and for me. Will you deliver my dosage instead?
This is the light side choice.
Let's end this revolt efficiently and kill off these renegades.
Wonderful. It's the right thing for everyone. Well, almost everyone. I'll give you a maximum dose of quell toxin. Inject it into the slave camp's water filtration systems and see Lord Drow afterward.
You got it. I have shown compassion to these poor helpless slaves. They will enjoy being horrifically murdered. Oh, right, I'm a mage. I'm a mage. Truly, we have given in. We have fallen, one might say, to the light side of the Force. Since you can do that. Because the light side is good and the dark side is evil. Have I mentioned I like lightninging things lately? Because I really like lightninging things. It's fun. The other thing I do is I break people's brains from the inside, but we don't talk about that as often. Oh yeah, no, Dot Sorcerer is actually really messed up in lore. One of my abilities is called Death Field. Another one is called Force Storm. I can stack those. Like this. Yeah, it's my bad, Hazardous. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, but it's just, it's so cool, you know? I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have most of my dots yet, but I know the one you're talking about. I believe it's the name of the spell. Something like that. Well, one of those is a water filter I didn't get credit for. What does Death Field feel like? Well, it's called Death Field, and it actually drains the life out of whatever's in the area and gives it to the wielder. So I can actually picture exactly what that would feel like. Can't describe it in words, but just trust me when I say that I can picture it. Okay, so let's just get rid of that. That was Dromund Kaas' song. Is this the one I didn't get credit for? Nope. Looks like it was the next one. Yeah, what happens is I see a group of people, I'm like, ooh, a Force Dyad. Bong. And then I electrocute them while they are having the life drained out of them. Hi, Sean. Before I start answering questions in the queue, I'm going to answer Mr. Red, because I told him I would. Nope, I got a cutscene. Never mind. Screw it. I'm out. I'm out. Okay, fine.
I don't understand why it didn't work. I was meticulous with my measurements. Those slaves must be more fragile than I thought. The Quellu put in their water supplies, killing them outright.
Espionage is complicated. Things rarely go as planned.
True, but I had such hopes for this experiment. All my research is now useless. Oh well. You did as I asked, and your payment was not contingent on the results. Here, take your credits and go. I have a great deal of thinking to do.
How can I torture people in a whole new and horrific way? So many ways to torture people, so little time. Got it. I will force them to watch The Last Jedi on repeat over and over and over.
Afragiban.
Look at them out there, they're like animals. Hundreds of slaves with no one to command them and without a thought in their minds as to what to do with their freedom. Like I said, the slaves are animals. But we've noticed strange behavior in the pack. And my superiors want to know more. Some of the slaves are killing each other. We don't know if they're mad or hungry, desperate, or if there's a faction of slaves who've turned on the rest.
I can see how a slave civil war would prove useful.
Exactly what the higher-ups are saying. That the killers could potentially be manipulated. We know that the killings are ritualistic. The murderous slaves come in the night, stab their foes and paint themselves in blood. If you could investigate, catch them in the act and take them down, maybe you could find a clue to their motives.
I'll share any information I turn up.
Look for any slave who's turned on his peers. With luck, he'll lead us to answers.
Love the outfit, by the way, Shadow Machine. If you can hear me. You might not. But it is awesome looking. Fortunately, we only got to see it basically once. Only one good shot. It's cool. Okay, so. So I came up with a way to make your... It felt like you were drifting into the direction of wanting to do a story about conjoined identities. Psychically linked or directly linked, people trapped in each other's body, etc. But the more you talked and the more I questioned you, it seemed more and more that what you really want to do is the Pixar thing. That's fine, the Pixar thing is the Pixar thing. But what I'm thinking is the Pixar thing has no place within the extant. Because Pixar things don't have place with other Pixar things. That's what they are by design. They are what-if stories in their most, concentrated format. To be continued.
You're not the initiate. But you're strong to have killed so many. You honor us. Welcome to our prison.
Hi?
What is this? Are you the one behind the killings?
I am Traga Unvol, leader of the Unchained. I am master of my hatred. When the other slaves broke free, I laughed. Like you, I knew their escape was a delusion. For only Sith possess true freedom.
Care to explain that?
I know the Sith code. Freedom comes through power, through victory. I saw a chance to prove myself. I culled weak from strong. I began to kill and to teach. I showed slaves freedom through bloodshed. Now my followers and I are the masters here. And soon, we will become Sith ourselves.
Murdering your fellow slaves doesn't make you Sith.
We are hateful. We are powerful. We are free. In this way, we are already Sith. Now you can spread word of us to the Empire. Your strength is great. With your approval, we shall serve. Carry our message of allegiance to your masters, and we will become the new face of the Empire. We will be champions of the dark side.
The Empire will hear your message.
As it should be. Take this datapad, my plea to the Sith Lords. For now, I am not ready to leave the Colossus. With every kill, I feel my power grow, and there are many slaves who may yet join me. But soon, we will all be ready. We will await word from the Empire.
I'm sure you will. Doesn't make you any less of a madman.
You underestimate us. If we meet again, perhaps you will see this. Farewell for now. We return to the shadows.
Dun dun dun. Yeah, exactly, Hasdus. There'll be some cheap fodder. Yeah, that'll be a distraction for one of my rivals. One way or another, they're a tool I can certainly use, and I'm not in a habit of throwing away tools. I mean, who does that? Just find a hammer lying around and like, yeah, fling. I don't know what these stupid things are. Exactly, chaotic Danny. Pixar stories are at their core, what if? Well, what if we decided to have... Well, what if our toys were actually people? What if insects had their own structured society? What if cars actually took over as the dominant life form on the planet, etc., etc.? Pixar films are, like I said, an extreme version of that. I can actually say this with some definitiveness because I've covered almost all the Pixar films at this point. That's their shtick, right? Like, that's their whole shtick. That's fine, but by its very nature, such a thing doesn't really fit with anything else. By sheer virtue of the change, you know, like the emotions thing, or the cars thing, or anything else, it's such a fundamental sea change to any given setting that it's in, that it would naturally affect everything else in it, right? Finding Nemo is, what if fish were people? I'm kind of joking. What I'm not joking about is Eclectic Oak. I never joke about Eclectic Oak.
Does this mean you found them? You found the archaeological plans?
Of course.
Of course, my master.
Fantastic. I never doubted you. Now, let me see. Ah, yes. How clever. There's a chamber hidden under the Colossus itself. I bet my complete collection of Naga Sado's Yavin 4 writings that you'll find what we're looking for in this chamber.
Tell me how to access this chamber.
There should be a hidden entrance near the Colossus. It looks like Scotia has an entire underground base. You're looking for a tablet. The tablet is the symbol of leadership of an obscure Trandoshan cult. The lizards believe it was a gift from their deity, the Scorekeeper. Scotia stole the tablet and uses it to exert control over his Trandoshan bodyguards. Give them their relic, and Scotia's power over his bodyguards will turn to vapor.
We'll leave Scotia undefended.
Exactly. You have a sharp mind, apprentice. The plans suggest Scotia's apprentices guard this base. I don't doubt they hold the keys to acquiring the Trandoshan tablet. Best kill them all to be sure.
I'm not sure what to make of that, but thank you, Eclectic, very much. I will jot that down for Super Mario Odyssey. That corpse is just having a party. That's actually the corpse of George Lucas, after finding out about The Last Jedi. No, I don't know why I keep riffing on The Last Jedi. It's just in my mind. Oh, I know why. It's because people have been arguing about the Force in the Star Wars channel in Discord. As you do. As is the norm. You know what? I wish Eva was here, or Huthor, because then I could explain the final reason why the Force has to be defined for the rewrite. So that never happens. I know. It'll still happen. It'll still happen. People will be like, no, you don't understand. Even though he said X, Y, Z as the absolute truth of reality, he's wrong. It's definitely just misinformation. It's unreliable narrator. I know there's an interview where he said it's not an unreliable narrator. X equals Z. Don't listen to him. It's all, he's just playing a game with us. You don't understand. It's just connects here, and this is gonna be over here. It's gonna be. Anyways.
In Twyfel Atraus.
Hello. And goodbye.
Never go up against a Sicilian with death on the line!
Sorry. The biggest thing I had to define in Trek. That's actually a good question. There is actually one thing that I had to completely rewrite, almost from the ground up. Can you guess what it is before I tell you? The Great Hyperspace War, and I don't want to say this because I'm not sure, but if I'm remembering correctly, was a really, really old war, back when hyperspace was barely a thing and the galaxy wasn't as interconnected as it is in more modern times. It was the 7 Years' War. Let's just put it into that terminology. Like I said, Kara White Noise, I know it's gonna happen no matter. Why didn't that happen? I know it's gonna happen no matter what. It's just. It's gonna be a thing. It's not a feint. Retreat. We're retreating! Anyways. Warp is not a bad guess, but ultimately the answer is no. Replicators isn't a bad guess either, but actually don't even really become relevant until we get to the TNG era, so still no. So the answer is time travel. I had to completely rewrite time travel from the word go in order to make it work. And I know what you're thinking, well, aren't there just 3 types of time travel? Yeah, but I still had to design it. I had to explain what time travel is, how it operates, why it operates, and I had to make sure that it was all self-consistent across the entire series. I'm quite proud of it. I'd tell you it, but I don't want to because it's literally the biggest spoiler in the entire series. Someday I hope to get to the big moment where I actually reveal the secret of time travel. That's going to be way further down the line. Cough, cough, Voyager. Anyways. Where am I at? This way, this way. Oh yeah, I also had to define the Borg. That was a really big one. And I kind of had to define the nature of the High Table, which was directly connected to the Borg. Anyways, my overall point, Mr. Red, is if you want to do a story about psychically connected beings, that's a thing that's doable. If you want to do a what if, you know, what if people... If you want to do a Pixar story, that's absolutely not doable because by its very nature. I'm not trying to discourage you. It sounds like a cool idea, and I think you could do some good work with that. It just doesn't belong in the extant. Unless you want to get really silly with it and say that it's a story within the extant, but it's not. That's not going to work out. Actually, all we had to do with the queue is change one thing. One little thing. Probably not, Blue Hero. Unless the writer decided that they can. Which they absolutely could. Listen, even I can't get rid of Q's silly outfit. That is beyond my power. What godlike beings in TOS? I don't see any godlike beings in TOS. Nice try. Actually, that was a terrible try, but, you know. Looks like that turn-in's there. Do I have a thing there? Eh, kind of. How rich are the banks in Star Wars, considering both Republic and Empire both use the same currency? So let's be honest, they usually don't think about things like economics or world building or logic when it comes to Star Wars. However, when they have briefly dallied into the nature of the economics of Star Wars, it's been made very clear that the banks have a stupid amount of control over the galaxy. The nations war and policies change and rulers change and Force users do their thing, but the banks are actually in charge. That's not me saying some kind of rich people, whatever meme thing. That's actually true. Just like in real life. So, what's my favorite caster class to play in WoW? This is going to sound like a dumb question, but at what point in time? Because that answer has changed over the years. Actually, yeah, the Iron Bank in Westeros is a fantastic example of that. Palpatine's tax policy is very, very simple. I'm going to tax the piss out of you if you piss me off. It's called the piss tax. If you ask him why it's called the piss tax, he taxes you. Very simple. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pick out the 2 times in which I most enjoyed playing a caster. Pandaria and Pandaria, respectively.
It's good to see you back. I knew those slaves couldn't hold their own against you. I take it you managed to track down one of the murderers. What's their story? Can we use them?
Here. Your answer is on this datapad.
This is madness. They're serious. Slaves who think they can become Sith.
We use the tools we're given, no matter what they are.
I understand. Of course. Of course you're right. I'll inform Command. I'm not actually authorized to speak with Sith Lords on the blockade, but I'll make sure they know too. It's been an honor working with you. I hope we meet again.
In Teufel Atraus.
Actually making good time on Dromund Kaas so far. So let's see. Let's do this. Wow, they're still arguing the Force in Discord. In Pandaria, there were 2 forms of mage I very much enjoyed playing. One was Arcane Mage? No, it was Frost Mage, which was hard to explain, but extremely fun. Also Fire Mage and Arcane... Look, Mage was just really good in Pandaria. But the other one is one that surprised me, because it wasn't a class I ever thought I would enjoy until I started trying it. Destruction Warlock. Now, there was a very specific combination of abilities which actually don't exist anymore. Hi, Brigwin. In WoW, but at the time, you could set your character up so that you didn't have a pet, and as a result, you regenerated your mana extraordinarily fast, and you had this really high health regen too, so you could just kind of stand there and tank things while nuking them in the face. Now, that you might be thinking, that sounds overpowered. No, what it did was it took away the natural disadvantage of the Warlock, the fact that they're a caster, and instead it turned them into a ranged meleeer in terms of gameplay design, and that was very fun to play as.
I've recovered the Trandoshan relic.
Then we've both had success in our endeavors. But the Trandoshan bodyguards are only part of Scotia's defense. His greatest weakness is that he's mostly machine. The rogue Sith Lord, Gratan, is holding a cyborg expert named Derozek captive. He has developed a neutralizer for me, the kind that should destroy Scotia's cyborg elements. Find Derozek, get him to tell you where the neutralizer is, and then silence him.
Of course, my master.
Gratan's estate is in the jungle. Interrogate the scientist. With any luck, Scotia will soon be out of our way, and then we'll be free to pursue Tulak Horde's lost power as we please.
What a mockery. Which one to quack? But yes, either way. Anyways, so that's gonna be, yep, that's down there. But there should be another quest before we get down there. So I'm gonna go the slow way, because I feel like there's a quest. I could be wrong. I'm also gonna mention Warlock, circa Pandaria. Briefly during Pandaria, they actually got rid of it during Pandaria's run. There was a unique ability. It was called Apotheosis. Now, for those who don't know what that word means, it doesn't matter, but what it meant for the Warlock was they gave up a lot of their abilities and changed some of how they worked in order to gain the ability to tank. Now, a Warlock would never be as good of a tank as a true tank, but they could tank. They could even do a good job of tanking. Like, it was viable, is what I'm trying to say. And, oh my god, that was actually a lot of fun. That's actually why I started really pushing my Warlock in Pandaria specifically. Because I started playing a tank Warlock. That's true. That's true, Papa Neeks. There was also the Green Fire Quest, which I did during Pandaria. I actually streamed that. I don't know if you remember that. I streamed it when I did it. That was obviously a long time ago, and of course hasn't been archived, because that was a long time ago. Anyways, what do I think about Death of the Author? And let me come back to that. Do you believe what Kreia said about the ancient Sith Lords being better duelists than the Jedi and Sith of her era? No, not at all. Actually, quite the contrary. I always believed she was blowing a whole lot of hot smoke on that one. I legitimately, and I mean this sincerely, always thought that the older people were, you know, pathetic by comparison to the more modern people. And they just had greater legends and, oh, we're totally super amazing. Ooh. We're so cool. This one time, I caught a lightsaber this big. It was just, oh my gosh, you don't even know. Uphill both ways. I caught this lightsaber, man. It was great. This is, there should be a camp down here. Oh, you know what it is? Yeah, it is. Okay. Alright, alright. I'll give it to Exar Kun. Everyone else, not so much.
I used to be respected, you know. My word carried weight. One tiny mistake and suddenly no one trusts me. My troops were acting strangely, plotting something. Obviously they were traitors, all the warning signs were there. The smart move was to kill them all. How could I know they were planning a surprise party for my promotion?
You killed all the troops under your command?
I was under a lot of stress at the time. I've got my wits about me now. You have to listen to me. This time, I'm not being paranoid. This time, I've identified a major threat to Imperial security. There are Kubaz spies all over the jungle, and they're invisible. You can only see them when lightning flashes disrupt their stealth technology.
What are Kubaz? Are they our enemy?
Those long-snouted alien freaks spy for whoever pays them. But the Empire wouldn't contract them for surveillance on Dromund Kaas. The Empire's enemies are up to something. The Kubaz are here assessing our strengths and weaknesses for them. I just know it. Scour the jungle, watch the lightning flashes, and strike when you see a Kubaz. Kill the snouted scum and bring me proof.
Sure. Did he still have the cake? This is important. People demand to know. Real quick, someone, I think Lothario, asks, what are your thoughts on The Incredibles 2? Ask me again on November 11th, sometime after 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Afragiban.
Here, Brigwin, I don't think you've even been in here yet. Join us, Brigwin. Nope, November 11th. You will absolutely not need to ask me anything, because that's when the rumination goes live.
Afragiban. Afragiban. Afragiban.
Oh my god, I hate you, Kimball. Don't worry, I'm gonna get rid of him as soon as it's physically possible to do so. Would Palpatine, as portrayed in Plagueis, ever had a chance of being a decent person? It's a good question. Oh my god, you're right. We're not going to be able to replace him. Ah! Nope, you're wrong. We could replace him with the droid as soon as we get off of Dromund Kaas. Ah!
Aha! A holocommunicator with Kubaz markings on it! This will shut up those fools calling me paranoid! With this, I'll finally prove there are spies all around us. My superiors can't ignore this kind of evidence. You've done a great service for both me and the Empire, my friend. Take this, and my thanks.
I only honestly ever used those droids during this very run. So it's kind of a new thing for me. Hold on. Is this... No? Okay. Alright. Should Gilbert Hughes have been the villain in Incredibles 2? Who? So, you asked me if Palpatine could have ever been a decent person. I have no idea. I suppose the only answer I could possibly give to that is in the rewrite. Because that boils a little bit down to nurture versus nature, which is an argument I don't like getting into. I think my knee-jerk answer is that Palpatine was never going to be a good person. I think I'm going to stand by that.
It is rare for a slave to rise so far so fast. That takes a very clever sword. I am the apprentice and voice of Darth Charnas. I speak in his name, and I would bargain for your services.
I'm listening. Continue.
I require individuals capable of gaining prestige in a society weaned on secrecy and madness. Individuals who can earn respect, if not love. I need infiltrators to eliminate an enemy of the Sith. You would serve well.
What sort of enemy are you referring to?
Our enemy is the Order of Revan. A cult of fools hidden at every stratum of Imperial society. For years, the Revanite heretics have secretly recruited military officers, powerful Sith, wealthy mercenaries, anyone who can add to their power.
What makes them heretics?
Instead of following the Emperor and his Dark Council, the Revanites follow a long-dead Sith Lord, tainted by Jedi ways. If you can uncover the Revanite leader's identity for us, my master will reveal him to the Dark Council. His destruction would be assured. All you have to do is join the cult. I can get you inside, but you must earn their trust.
That's what I'm best at.
The Revanites have a secret compound in the jungle. Take this token to the cultist at the entrance. He will initiate you. Earn an audience with their leader. When you have seen his face, return here, and you shall have your reward.
And we shall join the Revan side of the Force, also known as the Grey side. Now, that sounds like a joke and me just memeing and Django, but it's actually completely true.
Hold your position, please, and keep your weapon holstered. The remotes are scanning you now. You check out. Sorry if I was brusque. We're on the lookout for anyone with Lord Gratan, and I'm sick of letting him stomp on my people.
Who is Lord Gratan?
Look, stick around a minute. I don't know if you're familiar with the situation, but Gratan's a nightmare. The Sith Lord's gone rogue. He's holed up in his estate past the wall. He's got weapons, shields, and a cadre of scientists developing new tech to use against us. Gratan wants respect and authority from the Dark Council, so in true Sith fashion, he turned on his masters to prove his power. As a result, we have to put up with his lunacy. So if you're here to cause Gratan problems anyway, you might help us out. If it suits my plans, perhaps I will. Here's the story. There are nearly 100 men assigned to this sector, some on the wall, some watching Gratan. 20 are missing. My men. Practically my kids. Gratan stole them, and I want them back.
Remember this quest? This quest is really messed up.
Why would Lord Gratan be kidnapping soldiers?
I don't know what Lord Gratan wants with them. Maybe he's holding them hostage just to demoralize us, who knows? But if you're heading to Gratan's grounds, help them get out. Tell them to report back to their Duchess. That's, what they call me.
Duchess? You'll have to explain that.
You try making it as an officer without getting tagged with a nickname. I've got reports saying that Gratan's been transporting prisoners to another wing of his estate. I don't know if it's my people he's moving, but it's worth checking out. Watch yourself. Gratan doesn't mess around.
Yeah, they're her children, but they're not children. They're just... Anyways. Point being, death to all. Whoa. So Don Crow asked, what franchise you see squanders its potential each time you visit it, and you'd love to rewrite, excluding Star Wars, Star Trek? Unfortunately, that's such an easy answer, I feel cheap for giving it, but it's still true. I remember when roaming this compound really sucked. Anyone remember that? Just navigating it. Never mind actually doing anything here. Just getting from point A to point B. Mind me. Let's see. I don't know. I suppose Warcraft would be an obvious choice as well. Yeah, it's a gold. Ah! Yeah, I know, and I'm already rewriting Warcraft too, so that's also kind of off the table. I don't have a lot of things left on the table I'm not already planning to rewrite. So anyways, this is what he's been doing. This is perfect music for this.
Authorization, authorization, system cannot identify. Please don't go! Please don't go! What's happening? Are you with Lord Gratan? Are you invading? System cannot identify.
I'm here on my own. Lord Gratan is an enemy.
Then who? System cannot stop. Reassigning priorities. Operating number 2188697. Please, did the Duchess send you? Please help me.
Your commander sent me to free you and the others.
We failed to defend ourselves. Gratan's people took us prisoner for experiments. The scientists cut open our heads, put us in droids. Identification model OHK-99. They program us for advanced intelligence. Enhanced combat tactics. Now my body's lying dead across the room. I can see it.
You're a slave now, as I was. Not so long ago.
Yes, that's accurate. Please undo it. I'm the last. The others have all been converted. They can't talk, can't disobey. But I know they can still think, feel. Please listen. You could disable us all. Send the shutdown command from our central command console. Please. You could put an end to this. Use the command console. I can't go with you, motor and combat systems non-functional. Please, make it stop hurting.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. It's not stated outright, but the general idea is that because of the improper connections between the nerves and the droid body, they're in constant agony. Just non-stop, constant agony. Dromund Kaas, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we don't actually interact with Gratan as Inquisitor. We will as a warrior, don't worry. Yet, no. Horrific Nightmare Death Doom, not my thing. Be free. That would be Sith Warrior, Dr. Winter. We kill Gratan and have sex with his wife. Then we interact with his son, which I'm going to leave vague because you can decide how that goes. In the interest of fairness, sleeping with his wife is also a choice. Listen, Vet just likes to watch, okay? I don't know what she's on about. It's weird. I'm here to judge. Well, that's not true. I am absolutely here to judge. But I don't know how to end the sentence, so she's horrific. That's what I'm trying to say. Vet is the one true evil. Me. Well, that's why she has so many good lines, Dr. Winter. Sorry, yep, there we go.
Please, tell me Lord Zash sent you. Please, I can't stand it here any longer. I don't want to die.
I'm a friend. Lord Zash sent me.
Oh, thank goodness. I got just what you need then. You can tell Lord Zash that Derozek did good work. My finest work yet, though I don't quite see what the use of it is.
If you hope to trick me into revealing something, your hopes are poorly placed indeed.
No, I don't want to know any more than is good for me. I'm just warning you. Lord Zash commissioned this weapon against cyborgs. The thing is, most cyborgs are only 10% machine. You need someone at least 50% machine for the neutralizer to do any real damage.
Thank you for warning me.
If you want it, take it. It's only a prototype, but I guess it'll work if there's one droid you really want to bash. It's in the lab building, can't be missed. But Gratan wouldn't let me have the power cells I need to power it. You'll need to steal those off his droids.
Don't say a word about this to anyone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Again, Sith Inquisitor light side is a lot more about intelligently using your tools rather than just being not evil. Which I think actually works pretty well, personally.
Yes! Violent intruders laying waste to Lord Gratan's compound. I applaud you all. I'm Ismar Brengel, one of Lord Gratan's indentured scientists. I'd like to make your destruction of this place highly profitable.
Hold on. What?
Why should I trust you?
Because I despise Lord Gratan with the fiery heat of 1,000 Tatooine deserts. 3 years ago, Lord Gratan lured me to work for him. He promised great opportunities and exciting fields of study. Instead, I became a prisoner, slaving on freakish creations Gratan uses to advance himself. It's a thankless existence.
What transpired here?
Please don't ask me to describe the horrors Gratan demanded I develop for him. The work sickens me. Gratan cybernetics researchers, a sadistic bunch of scum, developed cyborg body parts that regenerate. The technology will revolutionize warfare. It's worth a fortune. I have a buyer looking to manufacture a cyborg army. You'll get 60% of my profits if you steal the cybernetic researchers' files.
This better be worth my while.
You won't get shortchanged, I promise. There is a catch, of course. You'll have to activate the main console by sending override commands from the remote terminals. Gratan protects his computers with lethal security forces, war droids, cyborgs, even genetically engineered weapons. Expect heavy resistance.
Your concerns are ill-placed. The dark side protects me.
Of course, but a little early warning never hurts. Take this data spike, insert it into the main console at Gratan's central lab. The spike will download all the data we need. When you're done, bring me the spike. I'll arrange its sale and transfer credits to your account. Go now, be swift.
And that's how the Borg started. Thanks, Gratan. Jackass. Him. Piece of happening music for this terrifically horrifying place. So, should guy have been the main villain? I like your saber, by the way, Bregan. Of Incredibles 2. Still no. Mostly because that would be too good and awesome for that. I'm kind of not joking. I think that would actually be a great direction to go with it. Have a completely mundane, horrible person be the literal and thematic villain. Is there anything in here? There's not. Of an Incredibles movie. Instead of, you know, a supervillain.
Skeletor was always in Incredibles 2.
Any questions? Delete. I don't know, what else do I want to rewrite? There's a lot of things I'd love to rewrite. Ever since the concept of actually doing the rewrite projects for real has kind of drifted from that'd be cool into I'm actually in production on it. I've gotten the itch to rewrite a ton of things. I'm actually probably going to have to hold myself back a bit because, well, you know, time. Do they really Shadow Machine? I was actually thinking about that earlier. Because I was thinking that we don't have as many quests as I feel like we should here. There's only one thing to do, then. Immediately leave. Bwong. Wait, there is... it's cool. Can a stupid evil character work in a serious setting? I mean, I think Star Wars is pretty serious, and it has plenty of stupid evil people. Including Malik. So let's see. I'm already going to do a rewrite on Star Wars, Star Trek, Warcraft, and Diablo. StarCraft has also been suggested, along with... I probably should use the flying pass, shouldn't I? Yeah. You know what? It's probably not too late. Let's just do this. Yes, I realize that's all three Blizzard IPs.
Ready for departure.
See, the thing is, I don't just want to rewrite the Final Fantasies. I want to remake the Final Fantasies. So those are kind of different. don't know. I think I'll cut myself off there. I think that's a good list. So I'll come back to Dr. Winter's question in just a moment.
Did you lose your way in the jungle? You have my sympathies, but we can't help. We have no food or water to offer. There's nothing for you here, and strangers are not welcome in this place. You'd best be going.
I'm not leaving. I'm here to join the Order of Revan.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about, or... Ah, you do have the token. Someone must have had great faith in you to send you our way. Welcome to the Order of Revan, Initiate. Welcome to your new life.
What is this place?
This place is our haven, built by the Master and protected by the faithful. Here we leave our duties to the Empire behind. This is where the Master guides us in the mysteries of Revan, the one who began a Jedi but grew into a Sith, and then something more.
You thought I was joking about the whole gray side of the Force thing.
Sith history isn't my area. Why does this matter?
We learn from those who come before us and gain strength from their triumphs and failures. As a Jedi, Revan was a warrior who slaughtered armies. As a Sith, Revan was a teacher who trained 1,000 dark apprentices. Eventually, Jedi and Sith both turned on Revan. But instead of being destroyed, Revan was reborn.
What do you mean, reborn? What was Revan's final fate?
Revan was stripped of power, stripped of life, of memory, and left to rot. And still, Revan relearned the ways of the Force. The reborn Revan destroyed Jedi and Sith, and came to Dromund Kaas. Although Revan's life ended here, the Master preserved that life, so that we may learn from it.
That doesn't explain why the Sith think you're heretics.
The Dark Council sees our beliefs as a threat to its power. Maybe the Council's right. But if the Council falls, it falls because it's weak. Revan mastered the light side and the dark side, war and peace. We seek to walk the same path. Take part in our rituals, learn Revan's path to greatness, succeed, and you earn the right to join us.
Then I look forward to learning.
Around you, you'll find your new teachers, Revanites who have spent their lives recovering the works of Darth Revan. Speak to them. Complete the tasks you are given. When you are through, return to me, and the Master will give you your final lessons.
I ate this up when I first did these quests. Especially since I love the idea of a Grey Jedi. And I do. Always have.
Come here. Come closer. You are among the initiates who wish to join our order, and this is good. But tell me something. You are here because of the Order of Revan. Are you ready to die for us?
If that's what the Order requires.
You're very eager, but not so very wise. Consider carefully, for every Revanite must face the trial of death, just as Revan died at the hands of the Jedi and Sith. Death freed Revan, left him unbound from all oaths and promises. It paved his road to rebirth. Will death free you from your past?
I'm telling you, it's the Grey side. We're joining the Grey side. Right here, canon, in Tor.
One way or the other, I'm ready to find out.
Before us is a path. Beyond the path is a cave. A cave dedicated to Darth Revan. Initiates fall on the path. Initiates are torn apart by things inside the cave. But initiates who reach the end are reborn. Remade.
You expect me to go to this cave?
I expect nothing of you. The choice to walk the path of Revan or to return to the life you left is yours. The path is here. The cave. The cave will be more trying.
I'm following you.
Go. Free yourself from the life you've made. The petty choices, the mistakes, the oaths sworn. All of it will be washed away. It will be terrible. It will be glorious. When the deed is done and you have reached the end of the cave, return to me.
Alright, now this is gonna sound like clickbait, but I mean this with genuine sincerity and thought. So, Evil Clone asks, what are the 3 worst things that happened in Star Wars in the broad view, in your opinion? Episode 7, Episode 8, and Episode 9. Now, I'm going to clarify that, because I don't mean they're terrible films. In fact, the quality of the films, ironically, has nothing to do with anything. But I do think that walking into the trilogy with no kind of plan in mind whatsoever, throwing together stories that clearly don't fit with each other, and basically screwing around with Star Wars, permanently damaged the brand in a way that I have a hard time explaining. And again, I'm not speaking about quality. Star Wars, deserve it or otherwise, had a bit of a reputation of being different than typical Hollywood, is how I'm going to phrase that. Then the sequel trilogy came out. And that reputation is gone. Because the sequel trilogy was built like any other sequence of movies are built in Hollywood. I could probably explain that in more depth if I have to, but I don't think I have to. I think you get it. It just kind of broke the veil, if you will. It's not like there isn't still good Star Wars. It's not like there isn't still interesting stuff they're doing. It's not like there hasn't been stuff that sucked before then. It's just, it was just kind of, nope. And, well, now it's just kind of broken. And honestly, I'm not sure where we're going to get it back. Inquisitor, True Whisperer. I should become one with the gray side of the Force. Oh, right. Sorry, Disco. I can just join the Revan side of the Force here real quick. For the record, I do think Episode 1 and 2 are worse than the sequel trilogy, and I stand by that opinion. So don't take this as some kind of, oh, the sequel trilogy sucks and that's the problem. The problem is unrelated to that. Well, okay, that's not fair. The problem is adjacent to that.
You return. Dripping with the blood of the womb, you are reborn. Your old life, everything you were, all of it is dead, buried inside that cave.
What was that place? It was strange.
Darth Revan's shrine. Every piece of Revan's life that we've recovered is in that cave. It's the last thing initiates see before dying. Tell me how it feels. Your obligations have vanished. Your past no longer burdens you. How does it feel to see the world reborn?
Like the power of the Force flows through me.
You've
the
done
gray
well.
side.
I'm proud that you've begun your new life as a Revanite. Choosing allegiance to us, first of all. Take this gift to guide you in your new life. It will remind you of what you've become. Leave now, and may the Force make you strong.
All this Mega Man music. And Kingdom Hearts.
Come forward. Speak to me. We're all students of Darth Revan, and I enjoy the company of initiates. I remember when I was like you. I remember my trials and the joy of killing in the Master's name. You're so fortunate.
There's no doubt about that.
Good. Even if you fail your tests, feel lucky to have participated. I'm Lara. Once the personal assassin of a Sith Lord, I am now the serene protector of the Master and his students. I contemplate Revan's teachings as I execute intruders and heretics, but I also guide initiates and help determine their trials.
How did a disturbed woman like you acquire so much power?
Disturbed? I'm the product of Darth Revan's teachings and the Master's instruction. My mind is clear, as yours will soon be. Every Revanite's initiation includes a trial of the past, a right to bind the initiate to Revan. Your right will be very special. You will find the Mask of Darth Revan, what he wore after becoming Sith. It's a powerful symbol of his greatness, long lost to us.
Retrieving forgotten lore is my speciality.
Then I'm glad to put your skills to use. The mask is in a collection of antiquities possessed by my former teacher, the Sith Lord Gratan.
There we go.
It must be freed from that heretic, rescued in a rain of blood and death.
My trigger finger needs some exercise.
Speak to Torun, our curator. He'll give you the spiritual guidance you need and tell you where the mask is. When your journey's done, bring the mask to me. Good luck. Welcome the peace that comes with serving the Master.
Peace through servitude? That doesn't sound right.
What have we got here? I wasn't expecting a visit from any initiates, but you're welcome to stay and talk, in any case. I'm Torun, devoted servant of the Master and student of Revan. What can I do for you?
Ladra asked me to talk to you.
I should have known. I'm to ritually prepare you for finding Revan's mask, then. It's unnecessary. Ladra's devoted to the Revanites. She's also obsessed with that mask. Says it talks to her. Ladra wants the mask to represent everything Revan ever was, but he wasn't just Sith. Before his rebirth, he was both Sith and Jedi.
I could tell from talking to Ladra that she's lost her mind.
I'm glad you noticed. There is a fine line between worship and mindless obsession. It's tempting to seek answers in material objects. Ladra will use the mask to teach that Revan was a being of only darkness. I don't want that mask becoming our Order's sole focus. Bring it to me. I'll keep it safe among a few like-minded scholars.
Sounds like you have a vested interest.
I'm not after the mask for myself. I have no use for it, except for what it represents. I'm sure Ladra promised a grand reward for the mask. I can't match it, but I can promise your initiation will proceed smoothly. Will you help me preserve the real Revan? Or will you let Ladra overshadow everything with a Sith relic?
I bet that mask would look good on me.
I doubt it's in any condition to wear. Still, that would be better than giving it to Ladra. I don't have to tell you to be careful, but may the Force be with you. May it keep you strong and guide your return.
Yeah, no. Revan's mask was just some random Mandalorian female who, if I'm not mistaken, we don't even have a name for. Like, to this day. It's very cool looking. So where's this shortcut? I was told there's a shortcut. Is that a shortcut? Is that a shortcut? Is there a shortcut? Was I lied to? Now there's only one thing to do to people who lie to me. I'm gonna sick gigapudding on them. For real though, I don't know where it is. So not knowing where it is, I'm just gonna go this way. Oh, it's the other way only? Oh, that sucks. Okay, whatever. Boop. Moving on. I have a lot of questions in the queue right now. Hang on. What's my current alignment? Hang on, that's a quick one. That's a quick one. 400, 300. So, net 100 light. Oh yeah, we're totally playing Palpatine.
I heard
Mr.
there
Ray.
was action in Grathan's place. Not many people make it in and out like that. But I'm not seeing my men. Tell me what you found in there.
Do you really want to know?
Better if I don't say.
It was really that bad. I'd heard rumors about Grathan's repulsive methods, and I have a strong stomach, but I feel a little sick right now. I was hoping they'd be okay. What an idiot I am.
Give it time. You'll be alright.
Didn't say I wouldn't be. You got the information I wanted, so you earned your pay. Take it. Those kids won't miss a few credits. Now I've got to send word to their families and return their belongings, then it'll be time to recruit some fresh faces.
I wish you well.
Thanks. I'll need it.
Listen, I didn't horrifically torture her people, okay? Don't look at me. I'll never be more evil, Litario. Never. I'll be evil, but light side, because this is Tor. Disco says, sorry if I asked this, bro. You ever had a parasocial moment as a viewer? As a viewer? Like, oh my god, person I'm watching the internet just answered my question. Actually, oh my god, so I'm going the wrong way. Oh Jesus, where am I? Where am I? Ah! Oh god. Oh god. Ah! Flee! Flee! Oh Jesus. Okay, we're cool. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was one of the RPG limit break things, before they were actually called that, going on. And they were doing they had just finished a certain section, which I will not share out loud, to make sure nobody can ever find it. And they actually read a comment out loud from mine, and not only did it tickle me tremendously to have my comment read, but I actually got a laugh out of the streamers in question. And that just kind of made my day, honestly. So I suppose that answers your question. If it doesn't, well, I got nothing. I already answered that. I'll save that question for later. Am I going to do the shock vet playthrough as the Dark Side Warrior? No. Not only does it limit what happens with vet, but it's only really funny like the first time. And it's also kind of, horrible. It's gotta be outside. What was the comment? So they were suggesting a donation incentive for making it so that one of them would have to voice the lines of Tidus when they were playing through Final Fantasy X. I suggested maybe just make a new donation incentive to have somebody on the controller just mute the game every time Tidus shows up. They found that rather amusing. That's out of range, really. I can't romance Vet while I'm pure evil. We all know I have to romance Jason when I'm pure evil, so you can see how extraordinarily messed up and probably negative-worthy that she is on a dark side playthrough. We are doing another warrior run. I've actually already even made the character. He will be full, no really, dark side, except for Vet. Probably romance Jason. Maybe, I don't know. And then he'll get deleted. And replaced with the real Sith warrior.
Stop! You must not steal that precious data, I implore you.
Why?
Were I not locked in Grathan's science dormitory, I'd face you in person. I can only hope the passion of my plea convinces you. I'm Lanita Drogue, lead researcher of Lord Grathan's cybernetics division. That data you're stealing is my life's work.
You're another of Graffin's prisoners, right? How is this your life's work?
I'm no prisoner. I volunteered for this project because Gratan alone had the resources to help me achieve my goal. I'm the creator of Project ARC, Automatic Regenerating Cybernetics. I have developed mechanical body parts that grow and heal like actual flesh and bone.
With what?
Making better soldiers is an obvious application, but my dream is to give these lifelike replacement limbs to the victims of war.
Sounds like a worthy cause.
You understand? Wonderful. Then hope remains. Lord Gratan encrypted my research notes to prevent duplication. but that data spike will download everything and erase the original. You're taking the only copy. Please don't steal that data. Allow me to continue healing the sick.
See, I feel like this is a bad choice. The only reason this would work out is if I knew what the Sith Warrior was doing at this point in time. Because the Sith Warrior will move through and kind of remove Gratan from the board. We don't know that. So...
I was promised a lot of credits for this, and I plan to collect.
Also, this research probably should be deleted if we're being
You
honest.
can live with the knowledge you failed to make the galaxy a better place. Enjoy your filthy credits, thief.
Dude, I do that every
I
day.
care about bettering the galaxy.
You'd think even Sith would tire of wallowing in corruption. Eventually. I pity you, really. Good day.
It's a lot of moralizing for someone who works for one of the most evil Sith Lords on the planet, and that is saying something. In order to create cyborgs that regenerate within the person they're currently inside of. Or cybernetics, excuse me. It's okay, Gigapudding. I approve of your horrific murder of Blue Hero. Continue murdering, Gigapudding. Given that the Inquisitor was a slave, do you think she had a shot color at one point? Yes. What dark moment anywhere got a "that's it, we're not going to talk about it" reaction out of you? I.e., people disregard it upon hearing horrible news. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
You've returned. The sounds of battle echoing through the compound was like music. Made me want to dance. Well, don't leave me in suspense. Did you download the cybernetics data? Are we going to be rich?
Depends. Can you deliver what you promised?
Oh, I'll deliver. You'll see. Everything is in place. I'll send the data spike to my contacts so they can extract and verify the data. It'll be raining credits before you know it. I'm so grateful you crossed my path. You've made my dreams come true.
Enjoy your dreams while they last.
Oh, I intend to. We'll be paid as soon as my contacts authenticate the data. It shouldn't take long.
Okay, let's go get the Mask of Revan. I mean, possibly Latario. If you don't believe the light side is good and dark side is bad, by what standards in Star Wars do you judge good and evil? Well, things that are good. Things that are bad, The things that are my suit are awesome. Thank you. Believe it or not, this is like the 5th iteration of this suit. I'm rather fond of it. Thank you. Top 5 most horrible people in Tor. And, oh, Jesus. That's actually a really tough question. So let's go ahead and put Vitiate. Let's just get that out of the way. Also Gratan. I know there's a bit of a recency bias there, but he is, yeah. Let's see. We're also going to go with... I can't think of his name. Agent, Act 1. He's... Jadis. Actually, Jadis is probably the single most evil character in this setting, in my opinion. Sorry, when I say setting, I mean Tor. Jadis is extraordinarily messed up evil. Damn it, I suppose I should switch playlists while we're in the Doom area. The jungle playlist. Yeah, the democratization of fear. That whole speech is extraordinarily messed up. I love the bounty hunter picking up Revan's mask. Hi. And goodbye. I always knew Vigilant. I mean, the time issue is a huge problem for me, no joke. Obviously, that's partially my own contribution. I am the biggest reason why the time issue exists for me. If I was willing to... Why are we... If I was willing to accept a lesser standard of living and give up any hope of ever owning a home, I could just work less. And I could. You'll notice I didn't say much about that scene, Lotario. I'm trying to do that on purpose. The policy is and always has been to try not to spoil things we're not at yet. I can't speak for chat, so I'll keep it on a down low for Jadis, so we're done with that topic for now. So that's 3. Vitiate, Gratan, and Jadis. I'm actually good just stopping at those 3. The hell? Yeah, I'm good at stopping at those 3. 3 most evil. Hey, delete me please, sir. Pretty tired today. Didn't get a full night's rest last night. Although I suppose that just puts me in with the other 99.9% of people in the history of the ever. Nicest Sith Lord in this game? That's a good question. And that's actually all I'm going to say to that.
Nandin Kuipans. Baru Jamunja.
Okay, so, hang on. God, I'm actually falling behind on questions. Let's see here. So Dr. Butcher says, I don't mean stuff like defining the Force. I mean things like the writer defining a character motivation that does not come through, like saying X is selfish with it. Ah, okay. So, oh my god. I've actually given this exact speech several times on camera. Death of the author refers to 2 actually completely separate contexts. Concepts, there we go. Jeez, I am tired. 2 completely separate concepts, okay? So the first and most important thing is what you were talking about, which I'm going to cover second. So the second thing, which is substantially less important, is distancing a work from its creator. The concept of the death of an author is, let's just make up an example for a moment. Let's say that the next person to type in chat right now, whoever it is, whoever they may be. Really, guys? Nobody? It's Papaneeks! Let's say that Papaneeks is extremely evil. Like, he kicks puppies on the way to work every day, and he doesn't refill the coffee after he empties the pot, and he rips the tags off of mattresses. He's just the worst. Nobody likes him. Everybody hates his guts. But Papaneeks also has made this really fantastic game series, book series, music. Doesn't even wash his hands after using the bathroom. It's insanity. Now, I'm obviously being facetious, but my point is that there are plenty of authors and musicians and creators over the years, both for games, movies, books, shows, music, food, that are, let's be honest with ourselves, terrible people. Or at the very least, alleged to be terrible people. Really, the example of this is Lovecraft. Lovecraft is the biggest example of this. I don't feel bad singling him out for this. That type of death of the author is saying, and just completely segregating the work from the creator, so you can enjoy the work without the creator. Frankly, I actually think Gene Roddenberry is a better example, but when I say that, some people look at me weird. So, we'll just stick with Lovecraft. He's kind of the example of this kind of thing. Let's see. Yes, is there there's a warp. I'm just gonna use a warp. So, you get the general idea. But the first type of death of the author is similar, but completely different. The first type of death of the author is... I'll use an exact example. There's a movie that came out called... I forget what it's called, but it was the first of the new Jurassic Park movies. The only one I saw. I didn't like it. It was a fairly bland film, which kind of sucked. But that's neither here nor there. What's relevant is, throughout the course of the film, I was actually looking at it and analyzing it because we were actually doing a stream on it. Throughout the course of the film, I was like, okay, here's what I take of this, and here's what this is, and I, of course, came up with my notes and my reason, and effectively came up with the overall themes of the work, which I thought were some interesting themes. In an interview, shortly before I did that stream, because I was doing my research and my back work, the director specifically came forward and said, oh yeah, the theme of the movie was over-capitalism or something like that. I forget what it was exactly, but it was something that was absolutely not on screen. Django might appreciate this, because it's related to what he was arguing in Star Wars chat just a bit ago. The idea here is that what the author says is not necessarily the truth when it comes to their work. Now, that may sound like a strange statement, because the author is the only source of truth for their work, hypothetically. But the reality of it is that, generally speaking, one person does not create something in a vacuum. And even if they intend something, that may not be what actually ends up on the screen, or on the page, or in the ear, or whatever, right? So, even if this person was not just, lying through his teeth about the whole thing, which is also a possibility, it is entirely within reason that that mentality, that interpretation, that take on Jurassic World is astonishingly invalid. Because all authors' takes on the work are invalid. Now, you asked me what's my take on this. The reason I have this whole speech prepared is because I've talked about this more than once. In fact, Mr. Reloaded and I had a huge debate about this when we were doing a co-op stream a couple of years ago. It boils down to this. Most people tend to be very pro-death of the author or very anti-death of the author. I am neither. I find it useful and interesting to try and engage with what the author intended, whether they are a director or an actor or whatever. It's also amusing when a director and an actor and a writer, all three, disagree on what a character is actually supposed to be, which happens more often than you'd think. But anyways, so that's my overall take. I don't adhere to the concept of death of the author absolutely, nor do I think it is something that should be dismissed completely out of hand. Yeah, Gul Dukat is a literal example of what I'm talking about. Mark Alamo, the directors of several of his episodes, and the writers of several of his episodes, all disagree on who Gul Dukat is. That's not me making something up. That's actually a thing. Hammer it a little bit more here. There we go. There we go. Really get that going. So, what I'm trying to say is that I find the author authorial intent interesting and is almost assuredly something worth noting. But I don't think it's something that is an absolute rule. Does that answer your question, Dr. Winter? Because if it doesn't, then I officially don't know what you're asking. Wait, I'm not giving it to her. Screw her. She's a crazy psycho lady.
By the stars, you made it back. Did you find the Mask of Revan? Tell me you didn't let Lara have it. She's mad, and you know it.
I decided to bring the mask to you.
You have it? That's wonderful. So that really is the Mask of Darth Revan? Didn't think it would look so real, somehow.
Touch it. The strength of the Force is tangible.
I can almost feel Revan's power. It's dark power. Understandable that Lara was so obsessed with it. But then, that's exactly why the rest of the Order doesn't need to see it. The darkness was a part of Revan, but only a part.
Don't let the darkness of that relic overwhelm you.
The mask must be secured until I'm ready to study it, but I won't let it corrupt me. I'll tell the others here that you completed the trial of the past. No one will argue. You're not a Revanite yet, but you're one step closer. Now I have some explanations to make to Lara. Wish me luck.
More initiates. The compound's getting less secure all the time. Still, I suppose the Master knows what he's doing. And if you can follow the ways of Revan, we'll judge your worth.
What ways are you talking about?
Revan didn't work alone. Revan had allies, all walks of life. We're no different. You want to join us? You need to face the men and women who got here first and who've proved that they're loyal to the Master.
I'm sure they'll find me an obedient student.
You need to show those in the Master's inner circle that you understand Revan's teachings. They'll ask questions. You'll answer. If they're not satisfied, they'll abandon the test of wisdom and begin your test of strength. Revan didn't suffer the weak.
Just tell me where to go.
Your pilgrimage starts in the jungle. You'll find your first guide there. He'll determine whether you're worth sending on to the rest. Be ready for anything, Initiate. The jungle's dangerous, and so are the true Revanites.
Best MMO in terms of dance? Wow. That's not even a question. If I could change one thing about each class I've played so far, what would it be? So I'd make the Jedi Knight more ninja-y, more acrobatic-y in the animations. I would make Smuggler no change. For Trooper, whoa! For Trooper, I'd probably make it into a real class.
So, you have come. You who would join the Order of Revan. I am Dromund Kaas, Lord of Beasts. I am Revanite, and I am Sith. What do you say to me?
I haven't seen many non-human Sith.
For decades, I have served the Master. He found me when I was a lava and saw that I was strong in the Force. Against the Empire's traditions, he trained me. This is the way of Revan, to teach all species the path to power.
Sith philosophy isn't any of my business.
It is something you must consider if you are to be a Revanite. It will shape you, change you. Now you will answer a question. And you will answer well, or face the claws of my pets. Why do you think Revan trained aliens in the ways of the Sith? Why did Revan offer power to all seekers?
He believed everyone should have the chance to aspire to power.
Your answer is not my answer, but it is sufficient. It is worthy of a Revanite. You may proceed on your pilgrimage and seek worth in the eyes of another.
Who should I be looking for?
A Revanite, a great warrior, and a favored student of the Master. Seek the mercenary called Setafar as she teaches her soldiers. Then shall your trial continue.
Keep going east here. Right, where was I? Trooper. You know what? I'm rewinding a little bit so I can change one thing about everything, okay? We're gonna make Jedi Knight flowerier. We're gonna make Jedi Consular have more rocks. We're gonna make Smuggler into flirt more. We're gonna make trooper into a bounty hunter. We're gonna make bounty hunter into a we'll call it a Sith sorcerer. We're gonna make the Sith sorcerer, Inquisitor, into just straight up Darth Maul, or vice versa, one of the two. And then we're gonna make Sith warrior even more powerful, just all the power. And I think it's everything. Oh wait, no, agent, even more Britishness.
Talking. Have some of the men head into the city. They've earned a break from training.
Yes, Commander.
It's good to see you alive. Not everyone makes it past Morin. Raymond contacted me from the base. Said you wanted to join our society. Is it true?
It's true. I'm seeking the approval of the Inner Circle.
I'm called Setafar. I teach these mercenaries how to fight. My service to the Master is a matter of honor. Centuries ago, my clan fought Revan when we invaded the Republic with the rest of the Mandalorians. It was our privilege to battle Jedi. We lost the war over Malchor 5, but that was a privilege too. It's out of respect for Revan that I agreed to join the Master.
I see what you're saying.
I serve the Order to ensure Revan's name isn't forgotten. Revan was a warrior, a leader, and deserves to be remembered. Since you're not bound by honor, how do I know you won't sully the Dark Lord's memory? What can you do for the Order in Revan's name?
I can figure out what that pipe does.
All I can about Revan's past.
Fine. The Order has enough warriors. You might be able to serve. You'll need to talk to one more person before you head back to the compound. Find Major Pathol. He oversees security on the wall.
He's about to meet the next great Revanite.
Glory to Mandalore, and glory to our Master.
To the Master. And down here. Whoops. Ah. There we go. Alright, oh geez. Question queue got jumbled. Do you believe at his pinnacle in the Revan novel that Revan was the strongest Jedi at that point in history? No. I've always believed that the Exile was actually stronger than Revan, pretty much across the board.
Come on over. There's nothing to trouble us here, and we can speak freely. I'm Major Pathol, at your service. It's always wonderful to meet new initiates. The Order of Revan needs all the dedicated young people it can get.
Well met and all that.
I don't know how your other meetings went, but I like to conduct these interviews informally. No point making your life difficult, eh? And quite a few initiates, young officers, acolytes, and the like, think our secret society will help them become Morphs or Dark Lords. You're not like that, I presume?
I'm a free agent. Not much you could do for me.
No, maybe not. Needn't have worried, I suppose. Not every initiate realizes that advancement in the Revanites does not guarantee advancement in the Empire, nor how dangerous being a Revanite really is. The Dark Council seeks to root us out. So, how do we respond? How do we answer the Empire's accusations of heresy?
We need to show our enemies the truth.
And we will, wherever we can. Not to say we shouldn't defend ourselves, but we won't become traitors to the Empire either. That's all I needed to make my judgment. I'm going to send a message to the compound. Raymond will be waiting for you.
Be seeing you.
Journey safely, and be proud to be a part of the Order of Revan.
Could the X-Men fit into the Star Wars universe? No. If you could, how would you write some of them in? Oh, jeez. So the first thing I'd do is I'd say thank you to Zalok. Thank you, Zalok. No, I saw it, Papanix. I saw it. I'm going to save it for Darth Puppies, though. It's tradition at this point. Thank you, TSB. I'm not sure why the comment thing got screwed up, but I can tell you wanted to put that towards in other waters. So we'll do that. Thank you very much, TSB. Yeah, I've actually seen the Star Treks and X-Men comics, and read the book, too. What's really, really weird is Star Trek does legitimately fit better with X-Men than Star Wars does. Star Trek's a setting in which people having random mutations, or a species having random mutations, actually slides in almost perfectly with just Star Trek lore. It would require no real adjustments, whereas in Star Wars, the Force gets in the way of a lot of that, among other things.
So you finished the pilgrimage. Not bad. I don't know what happened out there. It's none of my business. But the Inner Circle approves of your initiation.
That's good news.
You did good in this trial. Now you'll have to find someone else to show you the next stage of the journey.
Excellent. My initiation will be over soon.
Good luck. Every step brings you closer to the Master.
I do like blasting lightning.
Well, you really made it, didn't you? I've been hearing a lot about your progress, hearing about your trials. Your initiation has not been an easy one, but you've met the challenge and showed you can walk Revan's path. Now you may undergo the final rite.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
The Master will complete your lessons, and you'll be welcomed as a full member of the Order of Revan. This is a great privilege. The Master reveals himself to no one outside the Order.
Where do I find him?
You may go to the Master in his chamber. He will be waiting for you. Listen to him, obey him. Through the Master, you will know the path of Revan.
It's actually not my character, Disco, so I'll ask Shadow Machine. Hey, Shadow Machine, Disco would like to know if your character can see red on white with those glasses. Yes, Mr. Red.
You who have died and been reborn, stand before me now. You who have reclaimed the ancient past, stand before me now. You who have demonstrated power and wisdom to my followers, look upon the Master of the Order of Revan.
As you wish.
This is the end of your initiation and the beginning of your true journey. You will walk the path of Revan forevermore. The enemies of the Order will force you to move in shadows. But we shall keep your secrets safe, as you shall keep ours.
The time for subterfuge is over. Know me for who I am.
So, the Puppet Master is revealed.
I apologize for the deception, and for not meeting you sooner. But you must know how badly the Dark Council wants me dead. The Order of Revan threatens everything the Dark Council prizes.
What makes the Order such a threat?
Revan came to Dromund Kaas after being reborn. Some believe Revan died at the hands of our Emperor. I believe otherwise. I believe Revan overthrew the Emperor and has sat secretly on the throne for 3 centuries. Aside from our Order, only the Dark Council knows the truth.
Now, normally this would be spoilers, but we've already done the Foundry mission, so we know that, no, that is not true.
You really think Revan replaced the Emperor?
I do. It's the only way the puzzle pieces fit. I have heard whispers in the Citadel. For decades, the Emperor has been in seclusion. The Dark Council no longer speaks with him. The only explanation is this. The Dark Council betrayed their leader and locked Emperor Revan away, seizing power for themselves. They seek to silence us because we know.
They want to silence you because they think you're heretics.
They do. But listing their many reasons for destroying us is pointless. I would ask for your help. My agents tell me that you met with a Sith named Sandor, a man who seeks to destroy the Revanites. End his threat. Go to Sandor and tell him that you met the Revanite leader. Tell him that the leader is his own master, Darth Charnas.
And the apprentice shall destroy the master.
So it must be. I obtained this Sith amulet from Charnas. Give it to Sandor. He'll believe you stole it from his master while among the Revanites. They will turn against each other. When this is done, though, when you've spoken to Sandor, you cannot return here.
But I thought I was part of the Order.
Sandor must never suspect your true allegiance. You must walk the path of Revan on your own. The path to power. The path neither Jedi nor Sith. May
the grey side of the Force.
May it make you strong.
Vehicle paths are currently open for business.
Let's see here. How would I change the Inquisitor's intro to be more like the Jedi Knight? AKA terribly written across the board. Okay, so. The Inquisitor shows up. It's like, alright. I am the new apprentice of Darth Zash. There's no trap. We're just the apprentice of Darth Zash. And Harkin is like, alright, former slave. Normally I don't like your kind, or slaves like you. But I can tell that you're someone special, someone amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a pass. But you're going to have to prove it by doing these meaningless quests that are badly written and poorly designed. Then it's going to cut to Darth Zash, who's going to be like, you see, I never realized my new apprentice would be so virile. Sex scene. Then, immediately afterwards, Darth Scotia shows up on the initial planet, on Korriban, and says, I want you to know, I am watching you. I will not allow any threat to my power, not even an apprentice as great and terrible as you, the most powerful Sith apprentice we've ever seen in decades. Look, I'm going to have all the sex with Zash, okay? I'm just letting you know. I will not let you stand in my way, even if I have to turn your master against you. And then we're going to go and meet the Dark Council on Korriban. The Dark Council will be like, yes, this young Sith Inquisitor, she has great potential. And I was like, yes. We'll be watching your career with great interest. No, you don't become a Darth immediately. We gotta save that until the end of Dromund Kaas. Instead, it's gonna be more like, yes, we will acknowledge your threat and speak in vague terms about how we, the Dark Council, feel threatened by you. Then you may go. And then we'll go have more sex with Zash.
Ah, the subtle, silent agent. I am sorry you had to see Sith so weak as the Revanites. Tell me now, did you find what we need? Did you see the face of the leader?
Yeah, no. Easy
It was
answer.
a man. I couldn't learn his name, but he wore this amulet.
Oh, perhaps that will be enough. A symbol of rank or affiliation or... This. I know this amulet. How did you obtain it?
I obtained it at great personal risk. I hope it was worth it.
This is the amulet of my master, Darth Charnas, taken from the Order of Revan. Speak to no one of this. I will deal with my master myself.
I'll leave you to it then.
Take your payment for my own keepings. It is all I can offer you without alerting Darth Charnas. Leave now. We cannot be seen together any longer, and I have much to do.
I wish you luck.
You've done well. Now go, and beware of Charnas.
Okay. That's it for zones 1 and 2. Oh, that nobody likes the Chiefs. You'll stomp them.
Destination?
Let's see. So I'm going to deliberately not warp up there so I can have a little bit of time to answer some questions. What do I think of it when I have Trollbane's sword in Legion that lets me go to the old troll raids and they all run fear of you? It's very funny. Top 5 most awesome people in Tor. 4X. Mar. Blizz. I've only got 2 spots left, but I have 3 characters I want to list. I'll do Sith Agent and Sith Warrior. There we go. How much percentage-wise do you think Star Wars resembles Kingdom Hearts in terms of symbolism, lore, and character similarities? Not at all. Kingdom Hearts is not only very morphic, but leans extraordinarily heavily into themes being more important than reality. Kingdom Hearts is what we call a soft setting. Nothing about it is really all that self-consistent except for a few key points, because all of it hinges on the character elements and the thematic elements, whereas Star Wars at least has elements of world building and internal self-consistency. Also, in Kingdom Hearts, the dark side is not evil, except when it is, except when it isn't. So, okay, I'll give you that one. I will actually agree that neither thing can make up their damn mind on what the dark side is. It has flip-flopped several times. Anyways. I already answered that one. Did Richard III kill the princess in the tower? Yes. If you believe... This is a fun one. If you believe that the exile was stronger than Revan across the board, then why did she get punked in the book? Because that book was written by Drew Karpyshyn, who was an asshole.
Not a moment too soon, apprentice. Tell me we were successful. Tell me you have the tech we need to destroy Scotia.
I have the prototype.
Fantastic. Magnificent. Perfect. Then the time to do the deed is now. Scotia is in his chambers as we speak. Be ready. Even with the power you have over him, he will be a frightful sight.
Little Sith and I will
nerves of cortosis. Turn your fear into hatred. Remember, Scotia stands between us and glory.
Let's get to the killing.
Good. Now listen closely. This is how you will kill Scotia. The relic you found under the Colossus is the key to Scotia's power over his Trandoshan bodyguards. Go to Scotia's chambers and show them the relic. The Trandoshans should stand down, or attack him or something. The confusion should be enough. This is the first step.
Then I use the anti-cyborg prototype to disable him, right?
Exactly. With the bodyguards gone, you can get close enough to Scotia to use the prototype you stole from Grathans. But be mindful. Scotia may be more machine than man, but he's no weakling in the Force. Killing him will still be a challenge.
Do you really think I'm ready for this?
Of course. You ravaged 4 tombs on Korriban and tamed a Deshard. What's a crippled Dark Lord to you? I wish I could be there to see the contortions on Scotia's malformed face when you destroy him. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm due to make an appearance at a party in the Nexus Room Cantina. Meet me there when you're done.
Can I just say that I absolutely adore this so much I'm probably giving it its own positive? No, really. So, the nature of this plan only works if we bake into it Sith presumption. No mere apprentice could ever take down a Darth. That's insanity. And yet, we have done most of this planet of running around doing quests to prep ourselves to specifically fight this one individual, getting rid of his bodyguards and being able to disable his cybernetics. And it's already been mentioned that this wouldn't even work on a person who is normally cybernetic. It's just someone who is severely cybernetic, like Scotia. Then, she, that is to say Zash, will be off at a very public party. Well, everyone will know where she is. So, even though everybody is going to think Zash did it, she has an ironclad alibi. And even if we confess to it later on, nobody believes us. We're an apprentice. We couldn't possibly kill a Darth. This is brilliant. I love it.
Borborgen. I see.
What would you have us do, my master?
Nothing yet. What makes this slave so bold as to enter my chambers? Tell me, slave, are you insane, or do you have a death wish?
If you think this is bad, you should meet my other personality.
Skisk. Kill her.
I believe this belongs to you.
Clever. Zash must have stayed up many a night to think of that one. I suppose you'll be sending my bodyguards away now, or maybe you'll order them to kill me.
I don't need you. Go home and take your relic.
They, of course, say, no, we will kill him. And then they die.
You shouldn't have done that. The bodyguards, they're nothing. Show. But you subverted my authority, took my slaves from me, and that makes me angry. And killing you will be over too soon. No. I think you're going to have to suffer first.
Okay. So, have fun with that.
What is this? Ha! Did you... Zash! Zash! You've killed me!
Don't blame Zash. This is all me.
Mindless. You don't know what Zash can do. Think of how many years she must have spent plotting my death. She will kill you, just like she's killed me.
I killed you, not Zash.
Just really want to make that point clear. I did this. Not you. What are the pancakes like on Dex's Diner in Coruscant? Oh, dude, they are so good. They've got grubs, mealworms, bits of beetle wings chipped in. It's fantastic. What's the Hawaii Emirates of Star Wars or Tor specifically? Pass. How would you feel if the Master's theory on Revan replacing the Emperor and being villain was true? That would depend entirely on execution, I'm afraid, so I don't know.
Ready for departure.
Would that have been better than Vitiate? Yes. Favorite common Mario enemy? Bombs. Best saboteur story where a character dismantles the organization from the inside out? Light side Sith warrior. Any good examples of a max luck, low charisma character? Other than Jar Jar Binks, of course. Slavery has debatable legality, but often is legal to some extent or another in Star Wars. For whatever reason. That's actually another thing we're going to have to debate when it comes to the rewrite. Because I'm kind of cool just ejecting slavery, or making it so that only very specific groups do slavery. Because slavery is like all over the place in Star Wars. It's ridiculous. There are so many slaves. Like, you can't walk 5 feet without tripping over somebody's slave.
Well, when I'd heard she'd taken up with a Mandalorian, I was scandalized. Just scandalized.
A Mandalorian? Does nobody value Sith blood these days?
I know. Don't you think so, Zash?
I'm sorry. Will you excuse me? I need to have a quick chat with my apprentice.
If you must. Now, as I was saying.
Thank the Emperor you've arrived. It doesn't matter how much one drinks. These parties are just dull, 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 dull. I hope you've come to cheer me up.
Your plan worked perfectly.
He's dead then? Excellent. You have performed magnificently, apprentice. None of this would have been possible without you.
Lord Zash.
Darth Thanaton, I'm honored.
Oh yeah, here's Thanaton for the first time.
Don't let me interrupt you.
Don't go anywhere just yet, apprentice. This call won't take long, and I have some further instructions for you. As I said, my lord, I'm honored, but why call me?
You have nerve, Zash. Nerve. But I thought you were smarter.
With all respect, Darth Thanaton, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play ignorant with me, Zash. Scotia's dead, and you killed him.
Scotia? Dead? That's the first I've heard of it. When did this happen?
Just now, Zash, and you know it. What did you expect to gain? His position? His title? You know it doesn't work that way. Where's your discretion?
Discretion? I've been at this party for ages. I may have had a little much to drink, but I'm fairly certain I haven't murdered anyone. Though I have always fancied Scotia's chambers. So much more shelf space.
Zash, I don't want to have this conversation by hollow. Report to my chambers immediately.
Yes, Darth Thanaton. It'll be my pleasure.
Looks like you have a meeting to get to.
Give me time to talk to Thanaton, and then meet me in Darth Scotia's chambers. And don't worry, you've played your part, now it's time for me to play mine. We did it, apprentice.
Afragiban.
Unfortunately, we're not done with Dromund Kaas yet, so we can't get rid of Kembal just yet. Let's go ahead and do this at this point. I'm actually caught up in the question queue. Once.
Afragiban.
No, we're not a slave master. We are a slave to our passions. That's why we use the Force to set ourselves free. Whoop, get off my screen. There we go.
There she is. It's Lord Zash's apprentice. Surely she knows.
You wouldn't tell us if she did.
Still, it doesn't hurt to ask, does it?
Colonel, let it rest.
I will not let it rest. Everyone knows Lord Zash was at the party when Scotia was killed, and yet everyone knows she killed him. She somehow devised a way of being in two places at once. If I let it rest, we'll all be dead.
Don't be silly. I'm the one who killed Scotia.
Now you're the one who's being silly.
I wouldn't underestimate her, Colonel. She looks dangerous enough to me.
But a Dark Lord of the Sith? She's only an apprentice, Calaveras. Please, you must tell me. How did Zash kill Darth Scotia?
How many times do I have to say it? It was me, 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 me.
Clearly she's not going to tell you, Colonel. Let it rest.
Fine then, fine. But I'm warning you, Calaveras. Lord Zash is becoming too powerful too quickly. Since when has anyone in the history of the Sith committed a murder so brazenly, yet made it appear that she was somewhere else the entire time? It's enough to wake the Emperor, I tell you.
But it was me! I shout after them as they're leaving.
Baru Jamunja.
Walk up to Zash. They won't believe me! Nobody listens to me.
Perfect timing, apprentice. I just met with that insufferable Thanaton, and I have good news.
How did your meeting go?
You would have been proud of me. I went into a reprimand, but I emerged a Darth.
You've certainly earned it.
I did more than you realize. Nevertheless, what's important is that we are finally free to act. Remember the map you found on Korriban that pointed us to the power of Tulak Horde? The first piece of that artifact, that power, is here on Dromund Kaas. This piece is in the deepest chamber of the Dark Temple. Scotia always hoarded the key to the chamber like a Hutt hoards his credits. Now I have Scotia's title, his chambers, his research, and his key. He always said I would enter the Dark Temple over his rusting corpse. However, I won't be the one to go into the Dark Temple. You will.
It will be my pleasure.
That stinks of Sith lies.
Before I went to Korriban to choose an apprentice, a furious apparition awakened in the Dark Temple, implacable in its anger, murdering all who trespassed on the innermost chamber. But I had a dream. An apprentice of low origin humbled himself, or herself as it happened, before the apparition, pacifying it. That's why you and your peers were chosen.
Wait, you want me to bow to this apparition?
You must go into the temple and face the apparition. And when you do, I believe that your humility will be the key. Still, I want you to know, I'm not certain you're the one from my dream. I fear I may be sending you to your death.
Don't worry about me, Master.
You're right. You retrieved the holocron from Korriban when no one else could. If that's not proof of your destiny, I don't know what is. Tulak Horde's power awaits us both. We must not lose sight of this goal. Use this glyph to enter the innermost chamber of the Dark Temple. Humble yourself before the apparition, and bring back the piece of the artifact.
Even the great Tulak Horde do not tangle with spirits. Tread lightly, little Sith. Oh, I think she likes me. As well she should. I am her one true love, after all. I believe you, Doncro. As you might or might not be aware, I'm not a big practitioner of anime. So I wouldn't know. Do I think the Hutts pay off politicians in the Galactic Senate to create legislation that are beneficial to the Hutts? Yes. Do I think if Thanaton knew Zash's apprentice fresh out of the academy was strong enough to kill a Darth, he'd try to kill us right then and there, but be subtle about it? Yes and no, respectively. Thanaton, ironically, given, his position in the story, doesn't really do subtlety. He walks up and says, hey. Oh, sure, he's got connections and all that, but honestly, in my opinion, most of the reason why Thanaton has connections and influence and power is because he's old blood. Old force. We got old money, so we got old force, something like that. Would a force-sensitive, weak force user and tech-based type class be lore-friendly? So yes, but the problem is we already have that. It's called the Smuggler and the Agent. Both of those are actually really tech-based. If you look at most of the abilities they have, it's like throwing a grenade or using a probe or putting out a little device that attaches to your enemy or laying something on the ground. It's all tech, it's all little gadgets you're using. And then you've got your gun, obviously, but that's just your normal attacks. But yes, Thanaton is definitely a Sith conservative. No intention on making any commentary there. It's just a statement of fact. He is a very much Sith traditionalist. Yeah, there's also a shotgun. So that's another thing you've got. I think you're right, Schmidolf. I think there's literally a bounty hunter spec that's all about tech as well. I could be wrong, though. There you are. Divinity Original Sin 2, Don Crow.
I've sent 3 separate expeditions into the Dark Temple. Not one has returned. I can't say for sure what's going on, but people who go in there, they don't come back.
Why do you say that?
Sounds I heard coming out of that place would send a Rancor running, if it was smart enough to run. You can survive the Dark Temple. I beg you to do me, and more importantly, the Empire a favor. The expeditions I sent in were looking for specific data. I can spare the manpower, they were slaves mostly, but the data is essential.
What kind of data was it?
We were studying a recent increase in seismic activity in the area, including possible damage to the temple itself. The slaves from the expeditions were equipped with data pads to store the data they collected. Bring back those data pads. This information's vital to future construction on Dromund Kaas. It's not glamorous, but will you help?
I wouldn't call it a challenge, but it seems straightforward.
Amazing. Fantastic. Your help is invaluable. I'll mark the location the expedition last signaled from on your map. It's the best I can do.
You look like an Imperial intelligence agent. Hardly what I would have expected the Dark Council to send to secure the temple.
I'm not here to secure the temple.
Of course, I've been ignored again. How stupid of me. If you're here, however, you must have the authority to enter the Dark Temple. You could still save this planet.
I'm paying attention.
The Dark Temple is ancient, built during a previous incarnation of our empire. 1,000 years ago, our own emperor buried his enemies here. These enemies remain powerful, even in death, which is why the temple was sealed. But now, something terrible has happened.
Some idiot went and woke them up.
With the Emperor's attention elsewhere, a group of ambitious but ignorant Sith thought to gain power by raiding the temple. They didn't find the relics they sought. Instead, they awoke an ancient Sith Lord, Lord Kalig, and their expedition plunged into madness.
Are they still in there?
The ones who still live, yes. Because Lord Kalig died by ambush, I believe he awakened unaware of his own death, and his expectations became reality. For those around him, his power overwhelmed all inside the temple. And even now the workers plot wars against each other, believing themselves Sith Lords, and drawing terrible power from Kalig himself.
What do you want me to do?
I care not about the fighting itself, only what it may cause. There are still more ancient Sith Lords whose spirits lay dormant in the temple. If the ancient Sith Lords are woken by the violence within, they could overrun Dromund Kaas.
Let's keep them napping.
I have studied all of the burial chambers within. Each was made with the same ancient design, one we can exploit. If you fuse the 500-kilogram hinges on each tomb door, even a violent assault should not be able to wake the ancients.
I don't see why I should bother.
There is nobody else. Imagine the glory, being the one who prevented the Emperor's greatest enemies from rising. The team I sent in earlier was using a massive metal torch. Effective, but slow, I'm afraid. They did not make it far. The torch must be recovered, and the doors of the ancients sealed.
Sorry, while he was yammering on about dark side whatevers and evil whatcha-figs. I found out I'm gonna have to get up early tomorrow to go to the UPS store to pick up my goddamn package that they refused to deliver. Everyone gets to die now. I wish there was a toggle I could click on Amazon to just say, never use UPS again. Just don't. Just don't. They have been consistently bad for years for me. Anyways. Moving on. No, USPS is the government-run one. UPS, FedEx, and the Yellow People are the commercial options. And all of them suck. FedEx sucks because of their limitations and their cost. UPS sucks because of their unreliability. And the Yellow People suck, DHL sucks because they're just crap. The only reliable deliveries I have had for years at this point are Amazon's own fleet. Which is really sad, but it's still true. At least with Amazon, if something happens, I can pretty much immediately get in hold of someone who can quite literally get a hold of the driver who's probably still in their truck at the time. That's happened. With UPS, it's like, yeah, we're going to leave this thing on your wall and say, piss off. Bye. Don't care about you at all, bye.
Please use all products only as intended.
This is actually a new one. I've never seen a thing before. So what's happening is they refuse to deliver here. I don't know why, don't ask. So instead they're delivering it to the local UPS store. So I actually have to go to my local UPS store tomorrow morning, before stream starts, in order to pick up my package that wasn't delivered to me.
If I lose it, please don't leave me down here.
Yeah, they're really big fans of The Last Jedi, apparently. Who knew? They heard me through the window and are like, oh, that son of a... By the way, before you ask, there's no recourse. The only recourse I have is to go pick up the package. If I complain, which I certainly could, nothing will happen and nothing will change. One way or another, I am locked into this. Oh, by the way, they refuse to hold it for longer than a certain period of time. I have until the 22nd to go pick it up. At that point, I don't even know what they'll do with it, but they'll probably just return it. God damn it, Disco.
Do you dare approach the great Nil Venerous, Lord of the Sith, Master of the Undying Darkness? Answer me. What insolence brings you to this place, slave?
Hi.
You don't look like a Sith Lord. And you wear a slave collar.
What? You're not afraid of me? You aren't a mindless puppet like the rest of them? I don't understand.
What's happening here?
I'm not sure. I was part of an expedition sent by the Empire to measure strange activity in the Dark Temple. But soon after we entered, we all became different people. I became the mighty Lord Venerous, and the others became my obedient followers and servants.
Could you try to explain things from the beginning?
We were gathering data for the Empire, and then we were all suddenly possessed. It's strange that you seem to be unaffected. In fact, it's strange to find you here at all. I thought the Imperials gave up sending people in here. What exactly are you doing here?
The Imperials want data. I'm gonna get it for them.
So, the Imperials haven't given up on getting their precious data, after all. This is lucky. You see,
Ever since I came to my senses, I've been worried that my followers will begin to doubt my leadership. I can't lose my power. I can't go back to being a slave. But maybe we can help each other.
It wouldn't be hard for me to eliminate you and your followers.
Well, I guess that's true. Except I'm the only one who can make all the others turn in their data. All I ask is that you find the symbols of Lord Venerous's power. They were looted from his tomb by the people possessed by Venerous's enemies. The symbols will help me reinforce my followers' belief in me, lock them in their dream.
It seems you've only left me the one option if I want that data.
Please, just think a while about my offer. Be careful. Venerous's old enemies will put up a good fight.
I don't have much to add to this. This all speaks for itself, but it really says a lot about how extremely messed up the Sith Empire is at their very core. That within, not particularly long, even by MMO standards, within relatively near distance to their capital city of their entire galactic empire, is a giant temple that is so infused with Sith ghosts and dark side energy that crap like this not only can happen, but will happen with total regularity. This is not an isolated incident. This is just how things are. So, honestly, if UPS started shifting over to using owls, I think they'd actually improve their delivery time and consistency. So, Delete Me Please Sir was asking about the class thing. You want, what you want is a bounty hunter, except with a bit of force sensitivity. That's neat, I suppose, but the problem is, just adding a bit of force sensitivity doesn't really do much to change the gameplay of it. It doesn't really alter the playstyle. Everything on that end is more cosmetic than anything else, right? That being said, I'm not dismissing the idea out of hand. I'm just pointing out the fact. Oh, Jesus, Ron. You know, I'm just... Oh, my God. Alright, we're cool. We're cool. Everything's cool. Everything's cool. I think we all know what the dark side really is. Cookies. Puppy cookies. Alright, so... Sorry, I've decided today that I don't care anymore to ever debate the Force outside of the rewrite ever again. I'm sick of it. I mean, I've been sick of it for a while. It's just today I decided to pull the trigger on that one. Because there was a huge argument going on in my very Discord today, during the lunch break, over what exactly the Force is. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. Anytime that the people in charge cannot even come up with a consistent, self-internalized definition of what their stupid thing is, to the point where everybody and their brother has a valid interpretation of what the Force is, no, I don't care anymore. So, if you actually told me to my face that you legitimately believe that the Force is cookies, then I'm going to believe you and say, awesome. What kind of cookies? Seriously, what kind? Because there's a lot of different kinds of cookies.
You mustn't kneel. I would gain no satisfaction from it. So, you've finally found our hidden temple. It's long since time. The followers of the Dark Path battle my forces, and your cruelty is needed.
This temple isn't exactly hidden. There's a path from Kaas City.
Do you mock me? No one finds this temple nor this planet by accident, nor without my approval, for I am Lord Farshal. I oversaw this temple's construction, and I have ruled the jungle ever since. Now you will serve me.
Yes, my lord.
Good. Then we understand one another. Now do as I require, and the riches of the temple will be yours. The teachings of the Dark Path lured my apprentice and Lara away, but I will have her back. You will retrieve her from the temple depths.
I don't understand. What's the Dark Path?
How can you not know? The other Dark Lords founded the Path to lure away my students. I do not know how my rivals reached my apprentice, but I know where she went. The Dark Path hides near here. Kill the followers of the Dark Path. Fight your way to their altar, and Lara must confront you. Do this, or be punished by my power.
Yes, Lord Farshal.
The followers of the Dark Path are not far. Go, and I will await you.
Good thing, buddy. Whatever you say, buddy. Wink. Ooh, so sugar cookies. I'm not a huge fan of sugar cookies, so that's about right. But I'm very against chocolate crinkles. That's just terrible. I'm just joking. Chocolate crinkles are fine. But you know what's really awesome? Raisin cookies. That would be pure evil. What kind of monster, what kind of inhuman beast would put raisins inside of cookies? You said it. Noise sound effect thing. I knew it, Shadow Machine. That's where that name came from. The other one's over here. What's funny is I actually like raisins. I just don't like raisins in other things, you know? Like, you just give me a thing of raisins, I will just go through that whole thing without even noticing it. Although, actually, you know what's even better than raisins? Raisins. Reminds me of a comedy sketch, Mr. Red. Listen, Ben, you gotta give in to the dark side, because it's totally cool! Wait, what? Don't you want to give in to evil and get revenge and power? What? No! Look, I get to shoot lightning! I get to do all this. I got a red lightsaber. This is cool, man.
Hello, stranger. My internal chronometer tells me it has been exactly 963 years since this hologram was made. Have the Sith truly lived in fear of me for so long?
Who are you?
I am, or was, Kenneth a born Sith and follower of the Force.
You know, I hate that hat.
So many before me. I challenged the Emperor and was buried in this temple. Fortunately, I had just enough time to make this, an interactive image that would transmit my secrets to whomever was bold enough to find my tomb and unlock it.
Actually, I was trying to seal up this door for good.
Then it's true. The Sith still cower in fear of insignificant me. The way of the Sith lies in channeling the Force through the use of powerful emotions. Fear is the chief of these. The Sith feed on palpable dread.
I am a master of Sith philosophy, and you presume to teach me.
It's a lie. Fear is a lie. Passion, a lie. Fear gives temporary power, and passion is easily manipulated. Real strength in the Force comes when one is no longer afraid. And one can purge fear when one stops grasping after power, after things, after life itself, and allows the Force to guide him. There is only the Force.
What do you mean, there's only the Force?
Just that. Everything there is, life and death alike, is wrapped up in the Force. What I learned only lives on through this image and its device. Yet I am one with the Force, eternal and at peace. Take them. Take my teachings to the Sith. They will find power there, but a different kind. Not of darkness, but light.
Okay. Why not?
The world must know what you've learned.
The Sith should know fear is not the only way. As for me, my message is concluded. I will now depart.
Listen, if you want to have an evil empire, you gotta have a little bit of empire in it, too. Just saying. That means arcane power. I mean, sorry. I mean, arcane power. There we go. Much better. Or arcane power? So, hang on. So, we've got the cookie side of the Force. And we've got the pudding side of the Force. But which of these is truly superior to the others? I should just jump down here, shouldn't I? The donut side? Oh. That's a hard argument right there. There is... Oh, no, there you go. Perfect. The donuts are the gray side of the Force. Hey, Venters. The pie side? I thought you had potential, Venters. And instead of lightning coming out of the fingers, it's just donuts. Like machine gunning out, you know?
My network of spies reports that you crushed my enemies underfoot and found the symbols of power I requested.
Yeah, it's right here.
I, too, have been very busy. Here is the data my servants collected before the temple transformed them. Let the Empire make of it what they will.
I do appreciate this.
You're welcome. Oh, and there's one last itty-bitty little thing you can do. You see, power is useless without subjects. So I'd be grateful when you turn in the data, you'd encourage the Imperials to send more expeditions my way.
Wow, dude.
You're really every bit as conniving as the real thing. You know that?
Yes. I do think I've finally found my true calling. I can assure you, my gratitude if you send more slaves to be my followers will not be insubstantial.
I should probably mention... I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who's sitting here thinking, so where do you go to bathroom? What do you eat for dinner? Like, this is a tomb, dude. Followers don't give you any of that. Oh, absolutely, Doctro. You can be a total thug for both Bounty Hunter, Jedi Knight, and Sith Warrior. Rats. Oh, God. That's a thing, an option. Sorry, that's the word. Okay, you know what? Fair point, Sarura, but food is a thing in Star Wars. Now, I can't remember who said it in chat, but I just want you all to mentally picture the climactic conclusion of Return of the Jedi. The whole way through the three movies, we've seen various ways and usages of the Force, but we've never seen what Palpatine can do. He raises his hands, just kind of puts his fingers out a little bit, and then donuts go flying out of them, and Luke's like, donuts just pouring down his teeth and across his face. Father, please! No! And it just balloons up like, well, like a balloon. Homer's like, it's my time. Only now, at the end, do you understand? Anakin's like, you can't! Diabetes runs in our family! No, I just want Star Wars to be covered in pastries. Is that so much to ask? Luke stands. It's the opposite of dessert. I am a Brusselite. Like my father before me. I saw that, Django. I need to see the video if they have one. Croissants? Croissants are what the Witches of Dathomir use.
Stay back! I don't know you. You aren't of the Dark Path. You whispers to me, tells me to go back to Lord Farshall, that I belong to Farshall, but it's wrong. Something's wrong.
You're coming with me.
Where are we going? Outside. I remember, is there a city outside? I was someone else. Before I came to the temple, I was powerful, I was Sith. But she keeps saying I'm an apprentice. Just an apprentice. And I hate her. But my hate isn't making me strong enough.
You're safe now.
I came into the temple from the city. I remember the lights of the citadel. And then she pushed it all away. She says she's Anyara. She says we serve Farshall. She says there's no city out there, just jungle. Tell me who's right. Am I the temple apprentice Anyara, or is she lying? Is the city outside real?
We don't see that till the end of Act 1,
Our
Django.
city is real. It's where you're from. This temple is all wrong.
I knew it! Curse her! She's still in my head, but She's my enemy, and I am Sith. I can defeat her. I will.
Now can you tell me what's going on?
I came from Kaas City, like you. But the temple makes people think strange things, remember being different people. I'm not an apprentice. That workman, he isn't Lord Farshall. But we thought we were. We played the roles. We even had the power.
Wow, so a completely ordinary person can channel the power of a Force ghost. Interesting.
Were your friends here possessed too?
These people, they were slaves. Archaeologists. All of them sent in from the city. All of them influenced. I don't know how long my mind will stay my own, so I need to leave here now.
Get moving then. And be careful.
I suggest you leave the temple quickly, before thoughts enter your head too.
That's a good question. What if we have a lactose-intolerant Force user? Would the lactate side of the Force be the gray side? No, we already decided the gray side is donuts. But yeah, Dromund Kaas is extraordinarily messed up. Yay! The Vong. Let's not talk about the Vong. In fact, they don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah. My spies tell me you found the Dark Path, and it seems you survived their fury. Did you find Anyara? Did you see my apprentice there?
I found her, but she didn't make it back. The Dark Path got her.
I am disappointed. I thought you would serve me better. But perhaps Anyara was already lost. You may leave with your life. Take this reward, a token in acknowledgement of your efforts, and go.
What a colossal waste of my time.
Be wary of the temple's dangers, then. Beyond this room, I will not protect you.
Sure thing, buddy. And yes, droids are all lactose intolerant. Yes, I did get the sub, although only recently. I asked you earlier and didn't get a response then, so... I have, however, finally gotten that down for the Quest for Glory block. Thank you, Zolok. So, let's end Dromund Kaas with a bang, shall we? With a screaming wall. It's always a screaming wall. Do you hear something?
Yes, yes. I have been waiting for you. I felt your movements in the Force, and they stirred me from my nightmare. I am still too weak to leave, but I knew if I made myself enough of a nuisance, you would eventually come. The Sith throw flesh endlessly at what they cannot control, and here you are, blood of my blood. Here you are.
So yes, remember how they mentioned how Lord Calig was awoken and all that stuff? That's kind of specifically because of the Sith Inquisitor arc.
What are you talking about?
Ah, you don't know me. Has our family fallen so far that the daughter of my daughters does not know the name of Calig, the name so long revered in the annals of the Sith?
Screaming wall.
You are my descendant. By how many generations, I do not know. But know this, your strength in the Force has awakened me from my stupor.
What do you mean, I awakened you?
When the weaklings of this planet trespassed my tomb, I rose, resuming my former life. This temple became my kingdom, and I was once more a lord of the Sith. But when you first grasped the hilt of your lightsaber, I knew my hour had come and gone, that your strength, not mine, would return our family to glory.
But I'm a former slave.
That is my shame. I was once one of the greatest lords of the Sith. If I'd been wiser, I could have secured my family's greatness. But I let down my guard and was betrayed by a man called Tulak Hord, whom I trusted as a friend. In restoring our bloodline to glory, you must not make the same mistake. Treachery is the Sith's endless game. You must win it.
Don't worry about me.
Beware your master. Beware your apprentice. Never be taken by surprise. Do these things, and you will be unstoppable. But you have not come to see me. You have come for the artifact I managed to wrest from Tulak Hord before he died. Take the artifact, but be careful. I know not what it does, only that betrayal follows it everywhere.
When betrayal shows up, I'll kill it.
If only all things were so simple. Keep your eyes open. I hunger for the day when our power will be restored. We will meet again.
What's funny is Kim's right there. He just decided not to talk. Oh yeah, we're already just smashing the Republic side in the face. I mean, we all knew that was coming, but it's nice to be right about it, you know?
Apprentice, do you have the artifact yet?
I'm sorry, I'm just picturing the Republic like, ah, my face, my face. It's just Garza. Ah.
I have the artifact in hand.
Of course. Brilliant. Magnificent. Hurry back to Scotia's, my chambers. I cannot wait to see this artifact. And I have a surprise for you.
What kind of surprise?
Trust me, you'll love it. Now hurry back.
And she's gonna betray us. Damn it! Wait. I was just starting to like you, Zash. You were the chosen one. You're supposed to join the Furt side of the Force. Not leave it in darkness. So now we pop out here.
You're back. I hope you sealed the chambers of the ancients, Keleth Ur's chamber especially. I'm terrified to think what would happen if Keleth Ur and his crazed ideas were to re-emerge.
Actually, I brought something from Keleth Ur here.
What? What's this? How could you? No, I want no part of this. Please, destroy it. Bury it. Steal it away.
That's not fear I smell, is it?
Clearly you don't understand. Throughout history, the light has endeavored to destroy the darkness. The Emperor was right to murder Keleth Ur for his heresy. Peace, serenity, words for the stifling of the very emotions that drive us.
Wouldn't it be wise to learn the teachings of our enemy?
No, that's not... Wait. Yes, I think I understand your reasoning. Fine. I will take the teachings of Keleth Ur and study them so that the darkness may prevail over the light. Now, please, leave. The temple is safe, and I must take these teachings back to my chambers and make sure they're secure.
And then he could fall to the light side of the Force. At last! And that's how the Sith Empire falls. With thunderous applause. Wait. I think Freckle's AFK.
Ah, the only thing more powerful than the Dark Temple. Any luck getting that data?
Here's your data, as promised.
Hey, you actually came through.
Secondary, Mr.
Can't say
Red.
I was expecting that. Can't say it's not a relief. Now we can finally stop sending expeditions in there, wasting all those slaves who should be building monuments to the Empire.
Actually, I think data like this calls for more expeditions.
Had a look at it, did you? Well, it's not really my call to make, but I'll forward your recommendation to my superiors.
To be evil, Mr. Red.
It's been wonderful working with you.
Goodbye then, and thanks for the data. Your service to the Empire will not be forgotten.
That's right, Cara Dune is secretly pure evil. I mean, the biggest reason to send people there is to sabotage. That's the big one right there. Alright, so equip. You asked why I haven't equipped my lightsaber. I actually have. This is a completely random green drop that just happened to be better stats than my existing lightsaber. Shrug. Now, I know the numbers on screen probably don't look that impressive, but please keep in mind that we're already up to 11 positives to story just for Korriban and Dromund Kaas. So, you know, make of that what you will. Let's see here. I want... that one. Nope. Yeah, I still have the pre-order bonus items for pre-ordering this game. Like 10 years ago. God, that feels weird. Is this it, maybe? Nope, that's not it. That Tauntaun, nobody wants it. Is this it? There it is. There it is. Delete the rest of that crap.
Afragiban.
Shut up, Kimball. That would be interesting, J. Balmer.
Baru Jamunja.
Fantastic, apprentice. You're just in time for my surprise. Since you left for the Dark Temple, I've been reading and reading and reading. Scotia's chambers are a treasure trove of research. Now, who would have thought a man like that had such a curious intellect? It almost makes me regret that we had to kill him. But let me see this wonderful artifact you found.
It's right here. Have it.
Excellent. Magnificent. It all begins here, apprentice. But tell me, how did you manage to pacify the apparition?
Apparently, he was my ancestor.
Remarkable. A slave's lost ancestor turns up in the Dark Temple, and I sense your incredible destiny doesn't stop there. I've been studying Tulak Horde's artifacts closely for some time, and one glance at this one you've brought back confirms everything I've suspected. These artifacts will change everything, apprentice. You especially. They will make you more powerful than you could imagine. I have foreseen it.
What do the artifacts do exactly?
This artifact is one of 5 that together describe a peculiar ritual used by the great Tulak Horde when he conquered the Dromund system. Until I have all the artifacts, I cannot understand the full nature of the ritual, but I have foreseen that you alone will wield the ritual's power. The artifacts are scattered across the galaxy, some hidden by Tulak Horde himself and some wrenched from his hands by betrayers. Documents and Scotia's effects point to Balmora and Nar Shaddaa, but I will need to do more research to locate the other 2.
What do I do to get there?
Ah, yes. That brings me to my surprise. If you're going to find these artifacts, you'll need a ship, and so I have ordered you one. All you need to do is pick it up.
For me? You're too kind.
Yes, you've earned it. You'll find your ship at the spaceport. Then the galaxy is yours to explore. Don't forget to contact me when you reach each planet for more information on the artifacts' locations. Good luck and good hunting.
You'll never command the power of Tulak Horde. Remember, little Sith, I am always hungry. And ugly. But mostly hungry. Hungry, ugly. See, even that is actually worse than my existing weapon, which is a vibro sword, so... Point made, really. Hello, Console Hub. Any recommendations for a game with a silly, goofy, spooky Halloween theme like Luigi's Mansion? Yes, but I can't think of the name of it. Halloween Quest, I want to say, something like that. No. Oh, God. Costume Quest. That's it. Costume Quest. Perfect answer. That startled me, Trek. I was like, what does Lore Mom have to do with anything? You don't mean Lore Mom, you mean my mother, after referring to me. A.k.a. Zash, who's also actually a secret my lover, so there's no motherly thing going on here. That's true, Cashel. Well, I think the rule of 2 is dumb and stupid and terrible and awful, so I'll go with multiple Sith. So here's the second best ship in the game. It is the same ship as both Sith Warrior and Sith Inquisitor both get. It is a pretty little ship. Now's the time, Evo. So, so you keep asking. So, delete me, please, sir. Asked. Obviously, you know the Force thing, but what class would you want to add to this game? There's actually. So this game is really limited in its combat engine. It's got some encounter design potential and some other potential, but its engine is just very limiting. That being said, I think the probably best thing I could think of for something like this would be a full support class, someone who effectively cannot solo without the assistance of another player or their companions. That's probably the direction I would go with for a class like this, which could actually fit your class idea too, using tech and the Force to. I haven't heard this one yet. To support allies.
Greetings. I am 2VR8, factotum droid for this vessel. You must be my new master. Gentle, kind new master.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. What's your function aboard my ship?
I am programmed for a wide array of tasks, including but not limited to meal preparation, ship maintenance, janitorial duty, and etiquette. Welcome aboard this Fury-class Imperial Interceptor, a versatile craft combining a starfighter's maneuverability with armament to rival larger military vessels. You'll find all of the standard amenities, including your own private captain's locker for storing valuables. The astrogation console contains a constantly updated map of the known galaxy. Interstellar communications are accessed via the ship's holoterminal. Priority alerts that you may find useful are available from the Imperial HoloNet console. Lastly, the ship's intercom will inform your crew that you wish to issue new orders. Any questions, Master?
Are you at least capable of providing security while I'm not aboard?
I regret I am unable to offer you combat support, Master. Frankly, my chassis couldn't withstand the stress. However, should any errands arise that are beneath your superior status, please do not hesitate to call upon me. I function to serve you. Whenever you are ready to depart, consult the galaxy map on your bridge. It will program the proper astrogation coordinates and activate the engines.
I like him. I think he's going to become my permanent party member. Wrong button. Yep. Summon companion. There we go. Never going to use Chemval. Ever again. Through vanilla, we are over the halfway point at this point, Ross. But I don't know how long the expansions are going to be, so I actually cannot estimate that. I know. Chemval is dumb and stupid and dumb. Ugh. You should not have brought me here, little Sith. You may have bound my will, but such bonds can be broken, and make no mistake, I will devour you.
By the time we are done, you will have fed to excess.
Hunger is never slaked, and you are no Tulak horde. But I will serve you faithfully, my master, until I am free. I've been watching you closely, my master. You're soft and reckless with your power. Nothing like the great Tulak horde. Is it weakness or overconfidence that leads you to such foolish mercy?
At least I'm not a corpse.
You will not insult the legacy of Tulak horde. I was the greatest shadow assassin on Okurup when Tulak horde challenged me to honorable combat and claimed his victory. I followed him out of honor, out of devotion. I was his ally, not his slave.
Not many people lock their allies in stasis for centuries.
Fate is cruel. Tulak horde promised to return, but death, the mistress of all, took him from me. I'm used to these bitter ironies. A shadow assassin is trained to laugh at life's cruelties. Ha 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 ha. Tulak horde is... He's just so... He's so dreamy and amazing and wonderful and beautiful and incredible. Beautiful and wonderful. Anyways, he's so much you don't even understand. I don't actually remember if the Deshads were a thing before Tor. Tulak Horde was obviously before Tor. Ah, tell me about it, Shadow Machine. But I don't remember if Deshads were. I don't know. I'm going to catch up on the question queue really quick while we're just standing here. Do I prefer it like when Force Sensitives are portrayed more like a proficiency bonus, like in the early EU, or more like born up with straight-up X-Men powers like in the AU and late EU? Yes! I actually prefer it when people have proficiency bonus and occasionally have legitimate superpowers and specialties. Do I think if Edward Kenway were real, he would have been more infamous than Blackbeard? No, he didn't really seek fame, and honestly, he was probably buried by his contemporaries. He happened to be in a time when a lot more famous and well-known pirates were running around. Do you mind the Force being discussed in chat? Yeah, no, go for it, Crow. Which Hogwarts house do I think I'd be in? Ravenclaw. What do you think of them having a Star Wars version of the Council of Nicaea, which I actually happen to know what that is? I like it. I like it so much that I must destroy Korgoth. What can I destroy Korgoth with, though? I've got it. I'm going to grab Dream Whisperer as he's heading off to bed, and Dream Whisperer is like grabbing the mattress sheet, and so I pick up Dream Whisperer by his feet and fling him. And Dream Whisperer is, of course, holding onto the mattress, so he brings the whole mattress with him, and he's just and it just smashes into him. Thank you, Korgoth. Always appreciate. Last time I was shocked in an amazing way. I know something that happened about 7 years ago, but I feel like there's a more recent iteration than that. Also, if you want to put that towards something, Korgoth, please let me know. Thank you. No, not the mattress! I was shocked by how good Metroid Dread was. I was shocked by how good Consular was. I was shocked by That did shock me. Yeah, I feel like there's actually several. They're just not jumping to mind because they're not as big as the big one. Yeah, I was shocked by Psychonauts 2. And Cyber Exile. And Mummy Demastered. I was shocked by Mega Man X7, which is still our worst game ever, by such a huge margin that I'm legitimately not sure it's ever going to get surpassed. I got a bunch of shocks. There's just shocks everywhere. I'm just call me Vet, okay? What side would Ice Cream be? I feel like Ice Cream is more like Stasis, so that's kind of light side, you know, just kind of leaning in that direction. Considering how many Force Ghosts the Sith leave behind, how long did it take for the Jedi to do the same? Way too long. Also, let's be honest, Tor kind of is unique when it comes to its Force ghostiness. What do I think are more unstable, the Sith or the Sabbat from Vampire the Masquerade? Oh, the Sabbat, easy answer. Based on the emphasis placed on restoring Calig's bloodline in the Inquisitor storyline, does that imply the Inquisitor at some point had descendants? Probably. But again, I haven't seen the expansions. How is the Empire able to compete with the Republic if they lack the industrial capacity and population? See the South versus the North in the United States. And yes, I just called the South the Confederacy, the Sith Empire. What method of Sith... They even both use slaves. What method of Sith organization do you prefer? Oh, I already answered that one. And I already answered that one, so now we're just down to Evo's question, which I will, of course, conveniently ignore to say thank you to Korgoth. Thank you. Again, all for the Metroid block. Thank you. Okay, that's fair, Sarura. Although I've also never seen a player play them as anything other than that, but that's just small selection size. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Honestly, Papa Neeks, that's the big one everyone's predicting, that Ride to Hell Retribution will somehow manage to surpass Mega Man X7. Honestly, I'd say even money. Mega Man X7 is unmemeingly, unjokingly, absolutely goddamned terrible. So, we'll see. And Anthem can't really be re-reviewed, correct? So Anthem's kind of off the table. I'm out of liquid, so I will be right back. Oh, the South did lose the Civil War. Just like the Sith Empire, honestly. Does eventually lose this one. Damn it, Korgoth, no! Well, I was going to answer Evo's question, but now I can't! Now I have to ignore Evo's question. In order to say thank you again, Korgoth. Very much. Really. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Rise again. Didn't you win? Shut up. Look. Complicated, okay? Texas wanted to do this whole thing, okay? They just... It's a thing. Do you know why I stopped using a chatter machine? It was so badly optimized, it was hemorrhaging RAM. Which usually isn't an issue, but was cropping up as an issue periodically. So, I just decided to go ahead and pull the plug on it. There might actually be a more up-to-date version nowadays. Alright, Evo. Most common way of turning a Jedi to the dark side. Being sick of the Jedi. That's not a meme. I don't mean that as a joke. The most common method is because the Jedi push them via their dogma and their rigidity into being dark side users. Thank you very much, BlueDragon.exe. Always appreciate. I'll put that towards the Mega Man Battle Network run, if you give me one moment. And thank you, Diabepus, for being a part of the show. I will put that towards the BRPG blog. Felreath knows the success is going to be small, and when he learns these people's backstory, and then the ending happens. How would his foreknowledge influence his perspective? Bethesda, J. Palmer. Fallout New Vegas, Outer Wilds. Excuse me, Outer Worlds. Oblivion, Morrowind. I suppose it would make him more determined to try as hard as he possibly can, Evo. And make the failure hurt all the more. I'm guessing that's the direction they would go in. Continuing your horrible evilness. Okay. I absolutely count Outer Worlds as a BRPG. Because it is one. It has the format, function, and style of a BRPG. 100%. So on the other side, we go to Terrace first. Over here, we go to Balmora first. Currently controlled by the Sith Empire, kind of. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Is that you, apprentice? Excellent. You've arrived safely on Balmora, I see. Now, I hope you're ready to work. I've got a good idea of where the ancient artifact is on Balmora, but it's not pleasant.
You mean like a rancor with a rash, or...?
You have a vivid imagination, apprentice. Tulak Horde hid his artifact in a vault on Balmora, one that was later converted by the Balmorans into a toxic waste storage facility. But the vault was hit badly in the last war. It's now a crater, filled with toxic waste. Your artifact is at the bottom.
Great.
I'll just get some diving gear and go.
If only it were that simple. I'm afraid the waste would kill even you, my apprentice. But try making contact with the Imperial Resources Officer here on Balmora, Major Bessica. Bessica knows the planet, and he may even have a few good ideas.
He will do whatever I say.
Careful you don't alienate a potential ally. The Empire has its hands full coping with a violent Balmoran uprising. Officially, they're a grassroots militia. Secretly, they have the Republic's full backing. I've informed Major Bessica of the Republic's involvement, so he'll be better equipped to assist you. No doubt the Republic's hounds will get in your way.
Why is the Republic's involvement a secret?
At the end of the last war, the Treaty of Coruscant left Balmora to the Empire. The Republic cannot risk open involvement without violating the treaty. But the war is secondary to the artifact. Retrieve the artifact and try to be discreet. We don't want the entire Sith Order chasing our prize.
Now, a subtle storytelling bit I actually really enjoy is that while we didn't dance in and out of the war on both the Sith Warrior and the Sith Inquisitor, at all points in time, it is always secondary. The war is background, helps to inform, helps to change, and occasionally we intersect with it, notably on Sith Warrior during the Act 2 stuff. But it's always a secondary concern to whatever Sith business we have. Now, I love that, because that's the Sith Empire. That's exactly how they operate. It is one of the biggest reasons why they don't function and why they kind of suck. Okay, get out of my party.
I'm unfollow.
Almost forever. Exactly, Dr. Butcher. That would... Yeah, I said this, dude. We are currently playing a Sith Inquisitor, Gorgoth. We're currently being shot at by a Basilisk droid. Not that we're afraid of Basilisks. Bonk! Basilisk, if you prefer. Bounty Hunters, we'll get there. Agent... everything, Korgoth. The dogma, the rigidity, the fear-mongering, the binary morality state. Everything the Jedi do pushes other Jedi into being Darksiders. That's been true pretty much ever since, I'd say, the prequel trilogy came out. I think is when that really got started.
Welcome to Balmora. Hope you're ready for a war. Captain Rigel, Imperial Conquest Consolidation Corps.
That's a real organization.
Invades, we're the ones who seal the deal. Don't suppose you're aware of the situation here on Balmora?
I do love that outfit. Must steal it for my own.
I've been briefed, but I could use more details.
It's war, bloody and limitless. The Empire invaded Balmora in the last war, but we've been spinning our wheels in the mud ever since. Resistance fighters think they can drive the Empire off Balmora. We're here to prove them wrong.
What does this have to do with me?
We want the best Sith agents and guns for hire in the galaxy to put this war down once and for all. The Balmoran government in exile, backed by Minister of Defense Vol Argen, is giving us fits, backing a strong faction of the Resistance. The Minister is safely off planet, but if we break his allies here, we break him. We break him, we break the Resistance.
Yes, that Minister, by the way. Is a thank.
What about the rest of the Balmoran government in exile?
Vol Arjun is the only one with military experience, and he's the most vocal. When we destroy his power base and wipe the floor with his whiskers, none of the others will have the backbone to oppose us. That's why we need to take everything out. Do we have the privilege of your support?
Normally I would be bothered, but this project sounds intriguing.
You have our heartfelt appreciation, my lord. My second-in-command, Lieutenant Davril, is masterminding Phase 1 of what we like to call Operation Breaking Point. You'll find him in Sobrik. He's got plans to blow the Balmoran resistance sky high. I think you'll like them.
So, you're not the first person to ask that, Locutus. Lovely name, by the way. The answer is actually very simple. So, there's a lightsaber. It's a item level 38 weapon. The weapon I have equipped, the Vibroblade, is item level 50. So, the Vibroblade is literally just a better weapon. And I haven't transmogged it yet. There you are.
Hey there. Got a second? Oh, you're one of them Sith Lords. I ain't seen one of those before. Am I supposed to, bow or something? I, bet you could get me to who's in charge.
You'd better not be wasting my time.
I ain't never been more serious. Once you turned our droids against us, Balmora was dead. It's just mop-up for you. I want to come out of this with my head. I got info. Right here. Where the rebels are. What they're hitting. Introduce me to the Mucky Mucks, and I'll trade them the rest for a berth off-planet.
You want to defect?
Now you're getting it. Help me out. I think Lieutenant Trishota handles defections, but he's been targeted a few times, so he don't take people off the street anymore. You convince him I'm the real goods, and I'd bet he'd cut you in a finder's fee.
Honestly, I always like the Magnastavs, or generally the concept of a weapon that projects an electromagnetic field, which can then, resist and repel, just make sure, lightsabers. That's kind of awesome in my book. And a lot less damaging and terrifying than a lightsaber, if you think about it. I'm only going to accept that because this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing the LTTP Theater, where you will see the very scene you just saw on camera, except voice-acted, with Savacom, Walker, and Random Bystander will be playing the three voices who voice in that particular scene. You should totally watch it. It's going to be super awesome. I hope. I'm nervous as hell, actually.
There's something of great value in one of the hazard vaults. The one that was blown open. I heard you could help.
Ah, who's this? Sith? And an alien at that. It's a real pleasure. I have a son on Korriban, you know. It's a tough war you're walking into. We're fixing blasters with adhesive tape. But we'll help you any way we can. Now, let's see. A blown open vault.
Yeah, this guy.
Captain, do we still have those pumps?
Sir, if this is the vault I think it is, it won't be that easy. The fumes alone have put men in the medical center.
Do we have anything else we can work with?
We need some way to make this pit less deadly. Tell me, Captain, is there nothing that can survive the toxic waste?
Well, nothing grows there, sir. But there are the colicoids.
Colicoids? What do those bugs want with toxic waste?
Food, sir. Our surveillance satellites have recorded them feeding on the toxic waste. We suspect they've been designed to eat it.
So, how do I become a colicoid?
Sir?
No, Captain. She's right. To get to the bottom of that pit, she'll need to become like the colicoids. There must be a way for you to take on the colicoids' resistance, so you can enter the vault. Captain, where were these creatures created?
Well, I can't say for sure, but there's a research lab not far from here that was overrun with colicoids as soon as the Balmorans abandoned it. But the colicoids are vicious creatures. Just one of them tore apart a whole squad.
I think I can handle a few bugs.
If you can get into that lab and find out the Colicoid's secret, we'll do what we can to get you into that toxic pit.
Sir, even if we find out what causes this resistance, we don't have the...
We'll worry about that later. Right now, our Sith friend has to get into that lab and find out what the Balmorans did to those creatures.
Okay, so, hold up. Let's just get a nice, good shot. Major Bessiker here. There we go. Thank you very, very, very much, Korgoth. Please, for the love of God, please stop donating, Korgoth. Thank you so much. I assume you also want that to go to the Metroid block? Although I don't want to presume. You got it. I do not have an invite authority, and I have no idea where Tyrant is, unfortunately, whoever just asked me that. Ugh. So. Papa Neeks was always going to kill me. Evo asks, what if someone on the team wants to... Is this me? Is this someone else? Man, I don't know. No, this is right. This is right. What if someone on the team wanted to confront Felreath directly, which is admittedly unlikely, but that doesn't mean it's impossible? Would he allow them to have an eye-to-eye? Yes. I'm not sure if he would tell them the truth, but he would allow it. Don't worry, Bessiker, I will give you your eternal reward.
I heard Captain Rigel was sending someone my way. Pleased to meet you. The battle for Balmora can only be won with blood, sweat, and tears. Our sweat, their blood and tears. The government in exile, the resistance, cowards. We're going to bury them in their little hidey holes.
What's war without a little bloodshed?
I like how you think. The old government's sending generators to the resistance, powering their artillery. The Resistance has given pardons to Balmora's worst killers in exchange for a little guard duty. Phase 1 of Operation Breaking Point is to destroy those generators and put those killers to sleep. You in?
I signed up to serve the Empire, and I intend to do it.
From the looks of you, I'd say you mean it. The generators are in the Nibre warehouse. If you can blow them to pieces, you'll show the Balmoran resistance it takes more than cold-blooded killers to stop the Empire.
Derozek asks, have you ever had a fever so high you start to hallucinate? Not quite. Not whatever most people tend to presume. Or I guess I should say what Hollywood tends to presume for hallucinations. I have two kinds of hallucinations. Both of them irritate the crap out of me. One is movement, the other's audio. I think I heard something when there is nothing to be heard, and I think I saw something moving when nothing is moving there. In other words, that part of my brain that's tracking those types of inputs is triggered without the actual source of the input to trigger, if that makes any sense. I don't like having a fever, as it happens.
Are you the officer who deals with defectors?
Yes, though I prefer not to be quite so open about it. I'm Lieutenant Trishoda. High Command has tasked me to learn how these rebels think, as distasteful as that is. Have you found a candidate? Someone of enough value for the Empire to recruit instead of capture?
A man named Griffin Remus. He seems to know the rebels well. We should work with him.
Let me see anything you have on him. We could use a man on the inside. Thank you, my lord. Forgive me the paltry payment for your service. We have a standard rate.
J. Palmer asks an interesting question. Do I think Anakin Skywalker would have left the Jedi Order even if Palpatine magically didn't exist? Frankly, I think one of the only reasons that Anakin stayed with the Order so long was because of the advice and counsel, as well as compassion that he got from his good friend and father figure, Chancellor Palpatine. I'm not joking when I say that. I would almost guarantee you that Palpatine wanted Anakin to stay in the Order. Like, whether he cared about him or not. And if he did care about him, which is a theory, an interpretation, then he probably gave him the kind of emotional stability necessary to be just this side of not completely insane, which would keep him in the Order. So, Evo, you clarify. This is after the truth comes out. I missed one. To which my answer to you is, if somebody wants to confront him after the truth comes out, yeah, sure, that's standard policy. Okay, that's a heroic. Never mind, just checking. Just checking. It's heroic. The Obi-Wan thing is a little bit harder, because, let's be honest, how much of a brother Obi-Wan was to Anakin is kind of more up to interpretation and, well, EU stuff than actually on the camera. That being said, no. The answer is very obviously that Obi-Wan was not enough. Obi-Wan was, like it or not, part of the problem. There it is. Do I think the scene would be necessary to write? Oh, sorry. I thought that was implied. No, of course not. No, I demand that you write that, Evo. If you don't write that, this very second, I will hunt down whatever country you live in. Don't tell me, I don't care. And conquer it. Like tomorrow. Which, actually, I'm going to do that anyways, if I'm being completely honest with you. But, the point is, it's getting moved up on the list. Oh, that's not true either. No, Console Hot. The problem was Obi-Wan. Now, this is something that is shown on camera. Obi-Wan tried to be a Jedi and Anakin's brother. And he failed at both. What's over here? He tried to be the loving, kind, supporting father, except when he shouldn't. Or didn't. Or thought he couldn't. Or however you want to think of that. So the inconsistency of it was actually worse than if he had just decided to be, you know, the distant master. Which is honestly probably what he should have done. I know, that's me saying that, but my point is, commit! Sorry, Flagand. It was all the pings. They were slowing me down. Is music still playing? Music is still playing. Wow, that is quiet. Oh, it's okay. I got to pull up the other playlist here really quick. No. I can't conquer Canada first. The alliteration's too much. Too easy, too. I just walked up and be like, alright, I'm in charge, and Canada's like, okay. So, here's all our financial problems and the other issues we're having up here in Canada right now, which I'm not going to say out loud. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll do this, and then, like, all those issues, like magic, will vanish. It'll be terrifying. This music will be playing while I'm doing it. Actually, I think that... a little loud. I think that if we wanted to go with, you know, the typical Jedi approach, and if we were to presume that the Jedi approach is the morally correct choice, which I want to stress I disagree with, but if we are to presume that is true, then Mace Windu would have absolutely been a better master for Anakin than Obi-Wan. No question. Where's the drop box? Where's the... there it is. Also frees up Obi-Wan to be his brother. That's actually true. That kind of would have been a best of both worlds thing. That was an interesting thought. Oh no, it's good music, Poppenix. It's just a little loud. Oh my god. I have become one with the Colicoids. Give in to me, my brethren. They will never stop, Evo. Don't lie to me. You can lie to yourself, but not to me. Let's pull that off the bar. Is that it? Oh, I didn't get anything. Hey, Schism Navigator. Yep, we're fighting the Hurk. We kind of are. Freaking Colicoids. Well, if Windu didn't have a colossal stick up his butt, he might have been a better master. But Windu's the guy who had trouble even acknowledging that a droid was worth acknowledging. So, you know. Well wishes, Schism. Hope that goes well. In general. So, the, casualty rate for their tests on defending against the toxic waste have been going up for some reason. Anyways. Let's see. Questions. If the Obi-Wan is so great, why isn't there an Obi-2? Because they didn't actually need an Obi-2. Obi-Wan was all they needed. Check and mate. How would Anakin have turned out if he was raised by Sidious after Phantom Menace, with no Jedi whatsoever? Probably better, in all honesty. Everything would have gone a lot smoother. Palpatine would have just been like, yep, I'm in charge now. No Padme, that's done, that's gone. Just, yep, here's my apprentice. He's in charge of everything. Once more, the Sith will be awesome. Anakin's like,
Praise the Emperor. My lord, you don't know the relief it is to see you. You are the answer to a problem that has gone from insulting me to threatening the entire Empire.
You seem to have an inflated idea of your importance to the Empire.
My name is Gan Sakol. I'm a senior science officer here at Troida. Perhaps you've heard of my involvement in the Protactinian bomber design. No matter. It would only help you understand the sensitive nature of what I do, the secrets I'm privy to.
Is there a point in all of this?
My foolishness may have allowed a top-secret design for our blaster power system to fall into Republic hands.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
My father warned me. He said, a pretty girl can do more damage with a smile than a Sith with a lightsaber. But let me be direct. I am not the traitor. My wife is the one who betrayed first me, then our empire.
Care to explain that?
I should never have brought Lara to this forsaken backwater. I was so hopeful when she finally stopped complaining. But no, she found her own entertainment. His name is Harez Bant. He's a thug, clears the trash at the cantina in Sobrek. Imperial intelligence believes he's a spy, and I am certain beyond doubt that he's the one who has the design plans that disappeared from my bedroom drawer.
If he's got those plans, he won't see tomorrow.
I am truly honored by the service of so many of the Empire's finest. The plans must be recovered before Harez sells them to the Republic. He should be at the cantina now. I will gladly give you as great a reward as I can muster should you dispose of this refuse. Then I will deal with my wife.
Hey, Sluggeretta. So, Lothario asks, probably wondering if I'm joking, if I really do think the Jedi Order did such a terrible job that that Palpatine would do a better job. So, God damn it. Allow me to be very clear about this. Yes, I actually do think that. I actually think that Palpatine, by himself, would do a better job than how hilariously the Jedi Order bungled everything. Having said that, I should also mention that there's several different interpretations of Palpatine, and which one you consider canon is up to you. So, there are certain definitions of Palpatine where that is not true. Most notably the ones where he is Sidious. Well, I shouldn't say not true, but it's at least more debatably true. Or untrue, you know what I mean. Okay, so that's that. That is also that. Perfect. Okay. So... Is this quest still on my map? Whatever, I'm just gonna do this.
Evening, my friends. What can I offer to wet your throat and bring a smile to your lips?
I think you know what I want.
Is this about Harris? Men were looking for him yesterday, too. Imperial intelligence. Whatever he did, I don't want to know. Harris! Leave the girls alone and get over here. Someone wants you.
How can I help you fine Imperial citizens?
I'm here to kill you.
Now, we're all friends here. Just tell me what you want.
Give me the plans, and you go home with your head.
Okay. You're talking about the package I snagged from the Sokol girl, right? Good looker, that one. But not much between the ears. Anyway, here they are. It's just some data disks. I don't even know what's on them.
I'm afraid you're not going anywhere.
Hey, you've got the stash. We're done here.
Try not to bleed all over the discs.
Not in my cantina!
No!
Oh my god! Giga! How could you, Shadow Machine? I can't believe you killed her. She was just there for 1 second, and then she died. This way.
Displaying all authorized destinations.
Oh, I hate this map so much. So, which would I rather do? 10 minutes of playing Jedi Knight on Corellia, or doing the entire Republic planetary bonus except for Corellia and Belsavis? I mean, 10 minutes is 10 minutes. I'll take the 10 minutes of torture. Get it over with. Who do you think the best master would have been for Anakin? You, of course, think Qui-Gon because everyone in the entire universe thinks Qui-Gon. The answer is, of course, Palpatine, obviously. I'm joking. I don't know. I've honestly never thought about it. Oh, yeah, and, someone in chat asked me a question which isn't in the queue. There it is. It's Sluggeretta. Does Revenge... Oh, it was in the queue. Does Revenge of the Sith still hold up? Yes. It certainly has its major flaws, and there's a lot of problems with it, but it is still, in my opinion, one of the best Star Wars films ever made.
You look satisfied. I hope it's because the wretched spy who stole my blaster designs lies dead on his own floor.
You should not be so careless with your secrets next time.
I shall guard them as closely as I guard my heart. But what of Lara? Did you question him as to her role in this affair?
Without her help, would he have even known what to take?
Yes. I can no longer deny Kalara's role in this. If you haven't tired of my sordid tale, perhaps you could undertake one more task.
You want me to kill your wife for you?
I'd have to hear more about it first.
If the authorities learned of Kalara's folly, it would ruin the good name of this office, shut us down for months of investigation. All the while, the Resistance would be gaining strength.
What's your plan?
The penalty for aiding a spy is death. Lara deserves no less. I have been considering how best to end this disaster. It should be quiet, quick. Something that can be blamed on the rebels, no questions asked.
I've got a talent for that.
Let me call Lara. I will tell her you are to escort her to my colleague Garboza at the Imperial outpost. The route has many isolated spots, suitable for rebel ambush.
Oh, is it time?
My dear, these are the guards I've engaged to escort you. Garboza asked me to thank you for your assistance at such short notice.
One never knows what companions life's journey will provide.
Ooh, a philosopher. This should be fun.
Go to the transit point, Lara. They will meet you there.
I love you too.
Go then. When you find yourselves alone, you can put an end to her treason. And my marriage.
She has brought on her own death with her foolishness.
Just be kind about it. I loved her once. It is best our names not be linked after this. When the deed is done, go to Officer Garboza at the outpost. He'll have your reward. You need not say what it's for.
I was gonna say, I remember this quest. Unless they've patched it, which you never know. This quest is gonna suck. Slugretta said, if Obi-Wan left with Anakin, would Grievous have killed Anakin? No. Speaking of best master for Anakin.
Ah, you must be here for Officer Sir Cole's wife. He said to expect you. One moment.
Do I believe the fan theory that if Qui-Gon didn't die, Anakin wouldn't have fallen?
Gan doesn't usually go out of his way to see me protected. Is this going to be so dangerous? Or are you really just my chaperone?
You're a married woman. You should observe the bounds of propriety.
Well, pardon me. You're going to make sure I eat with the right fork, too? Let's get going.
I mean, I don't think Grievous is physically capable of beating Anakin in a one-on-one fight, so that's the biggest reason right there. Alright, bump, bottom, bottom, bump, bump, dun dun dun. God damn this frickin' quest. I have actually played an Eberron, although not often. Yeah, she also stops if you get in combat, though. Yeah, have you not done this quest yet, Mr. Red? Yeah, this quest is exactly what it sounds like. Anyways, why would Anakin fall with Qui-Gon alive? You're choking, right? Anakin had everything going against him. I don't think the inclusion of one person is going to prevent him from falling. He had everything about himself, his past, his history, his life, the galaxy, the times, the war, and, of course, Palpatine going against him. Any one of those things might push him over the edge, but all of them combined? Nah, he's gone. So, in answer to Evo's question, I have a counter question, but I will answer you first. And the answer is, of course, yes. It would absolutely occur to Felwraith to try and force the issue. No. Game. Okay. So. That sucked. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so I was gonna be nice and not give a full negative for a single quest. But, anyways, here's my counter question for you, Evo. You know these people better than I can because you wrote them. Are you gonna go, lady? So, as a consequence of knowing them, let's assume that Felwraith does actually sedate them, wake them up in a proper psychiatric ward, and get them the mental and physical health that they need in order to get better. Do you think they are, and I'm going to say this very bluntly, so stupid that still wouldn't work? Yeah, I was going to say, to my knowledge, this is like the only escort quest in the game. I know this escort quest exists because I gave feedback on this escort quest in the beta.
Why are you looking around so much? Like that? It's like you're looking for someone. Are you expecting an attack? Why did Gunn send an armed escort when I'm just going to the outpost?
See, that doesn't make sense to me, Eva, but if you insist, you know them better than I do.
I'm supposed to kill you, as a traitor to the Empire.
What? Gunn wants you to kill me? Are you going to?
I don't have to explain my decisions to you.
Good grief, is this about Harris? Yes, I slept with him, and the slime never even picked up a comlink after that. Is Gunn such a baby that he'd frame me for treason because I slept around? Treason? Seriously? Tell Gunn that Harris is a jerk and I've broken it off. If he had the guts, he would ask me himself.
Your boyfriend has known connections to Republic intelligence.
I don't know anything about that. The guy told me he was a pilot. Look, can't you just talk to him or something? He wouldn't really kill me for this, would he?
Your selfishness aided our enemies. You get no mercy.
You're going to kill me for this? For this? No!
Well, I guess we were going to kill her over that. Okay, Shadow Machine, who is, of course, pure evil, wanted to kill her. No, I chose to spare her, whereas Shadow Machine chose to kill. And Shadow Machine won the roll, so we went with kill, but I still get the light side points for sparing her. That is a very Sith mentality, isn't it? Well, you're not actually guilty of anything, but you screwed up. So, that is extremely Sith. We're cutting off, like, now-ish, anyways.
Service, my lord.
I'm gonna do some turn-ins and then, you know, chop off.
Travel route is confirmed.
Why am I being so nice? I don't understand the question. I am not being stupid. I am playing my Sith Inquisitor intelligently. That's been the goal the entire time. So, I am doing choices that I would consider to be more brain-heavy. Good night, Vigilant. And thank you, as usual and as always, for all your help and assistance in slogging. We actually got through Dromund Kaas and Korriban in a day. I'd say that's pretty good work. And we've started Balmora. Yeah, just murdering some random woman for literally the crime of making a mistake is not really what I would consider an intelligent move. It's actually wasteful. Now, you want to break up with her or divorce her because, you know, she slept around on you, go right ahead.
Major, if we don't get those supply vehicles...
My men are working on it, sir, but until that shipment of plasteel I requested 3 months ago comes in...
I don't care! Tear it off the walls if you have to!
Is there anything wrong?
Don't worry about the Colonel. He's loud and impatient, but we all are these days, what with a supply shortage. Now, did you manage to find anything out of the lab? Captain Ilun and I have been doing our own research, but we haven't discovered much.
A lot of data there. Not sure how useful.
Have a look at this, Captain. I can't make head or tail of it.
This confirms our suspicions. The collocoids were being mutated to clean up the waste, and it looks like the chemical mutagen they were using could theoretically work.
Well, that's it. That's our solution, right? We just replicate this chemical mutagen.
Sir, there's a problem. Our chief scientist defected to the Republic a few months back. We can't begin to replicate, let alone test the serum without him.
I guess we need to undefect him.
Undefect indeed. You certainly have a way with words, Sith.
The scientist's name is Yanis Tirek, and he's still on Balmora, in a Republic research base out near the Toxic Lakes.
All right, Sith. It looks like you have your next objective. You find this scientist, you subdue him, my men will bring him back, and we'll get you your chance to swim in toxic waste.
The Republic's going to taste blood tonight.
Oh, and Sith, hurry back. I just got word that my son passed his trials on Korriban and is on his way to Balmora. I don't want you to miss him.
No, Zobe. Instead of Lore Week this Saturday, we're going to be showcasing the LTTP theater at the same time that Lore Week would have happened. Okay, so that's that. That's that. That's up there. Okay. Listen, undefect is a great word. It's a wonderful phrase. Ow. Latario, you want me to play Stupid Evil? Listen, you want Stupid Evil, come back in probably about 2 weeks. Wait, what did Korgoth ask me? Oh, does it ever bother me to make evil choices? Yeah, absolutely. It's why I tend not to. Unless they're funny. Anyways, see, that's the reprisal. It's fucking... Anyways, we're going to be doing Stupid Evil over on the Sith Warrior. So that's going to be a thing. I probably will not, Jay Palmer. That will be a 3-hour, actually 4-hour thing from 10 to whatever that's going to be. And that's pretty much an entire shift. So, leaning towards no, Jay Palmer. I felt bad for her, and it was extremely wasteful, Shadow Machine. And like I said, I'm not playing stupid or evil. I am playing smart. She was a perfectly positioned person in order to go ahead and turn into a counterintelligence, not an agent, but more like a source of information, or misinformation, rather. Oh yeah, speaking of which, in about 40 minutes, we'll be playing a paper RPG on stream. So I do hope you'll enjoy that. However, it will not be on my channel for once, because Twitch has gotten rid of the host feature because they're stupid. Every Thursday evening, immediately after stream, Korgoth, we have been playing D&D on Guido's channel. That's GwYdo. Now, normally I host that here, but as I just mentioned, I can't do that anymore. There will, of course, be an announcement on the announcements channel on Discord, but otherwise we'll be doing that over there. We're currently in the middle of, I think, like a 1.5 year campaign at this point. We've been playing for quite a while. And we're not dead, but we're extremely lost. So, you know, it's... either way, we'll be continuing this tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.